All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final round of this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship from Strokers here in Palm Harbor, Florida, just across the bay from the beautiful Tampa area. We've got two ladies here in the finals. We've got first up from Los Angeles, California. Got Melinda Huang, her opponent from North Carolina, Lisa Cossette, who we just saw in the semifinal round. This will be a single elimination race to 9, extended race, Jeanette, on what we've seen thus far. These ladies matched up 2 rounds ago with Melinda advancing to the final, Lisa playing that extra match in the semifinals. So we'll see. Melinda's had a little time to rest. We'll see how that impacts things. She's got the break here.
Right, and it was a very close match between Lisa and Melinda, so I'm thinking we're going to get quite a show. They're both fighters. They both have a lot of experience.
Yep, I'll be real surprised if this is not a nail-biter. We started with 41 ladies in this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. These are the final 2. Again, Melinda from Los Angeles, Lisa from Rockwell, North Carolina. Both ladies entered the day undefeated. Melinda handing Lisa her first loss of the tournament. Lisa made her way back through the 1-loss bracket here to the finals. Race to 9. That race to 9, we started in the 8-ball set, so we'll see 6 games of 8-ball and up to 11 games of 9-ball in this final match.
Well, I'll tell you, when I just saw her a little bit ago, and she apologized for the good roll she got on the Hill game where, you know, she missed the ball and ended up leaving Tina hooked, which ended up in giving her ball in hand. But here we are at the beginning. Melinda gives a nice break of the balls and left Cossette nothing. She was in the jaws of the pocket. And which really, I mean, she did what she could do. Her cue ball was in the middle of the pocket, so she knew she was going to end up leaving something. I think she meant to just leave her closer to the middle of the end rail. Cue ball got away from her a little bit to where now she has a pretty decent shot, both on the 1 ball in the side pocket or the 7 ball in the corner pocket. And actually, I think that her balls are pretty well open except for the 3 ball. But the 6 ball is right there. That will help her get position on that 3 ball. The key shot for her right now is if she can shoot the 7 and move the 5 ball out of the way, because that pocket is blocked. Let's take a look. Well, no, it's not quite blocked. So she might be okay. It looks like she's looking at shooting something else.
A lot of folks asking how they enter this particular event. You do that by going to usam.poolplayers.com, signing up for a preliminary round.
I'm actually surprised by that decision that she just made. She took a much tougher shot on a stripe. And actually there's 2 balls, I mean, 2 clusters over there that would be difficult for her to go to. With the solids, you only had the 3 ball, but I don't just look at which balls are in trouble. I look at, okay, if I got these 2 balls here and they're tied up with a solid and stripe, do I have more solids or stripes around that to get good shape? And the 3 ball had the 6 right next to it. And the 7 ball 1 were definitely easier, where she could have gotten rid of all of those balls. There's nothing simple here.
To make sure we acknowledge our 3rd place finisher in this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. You just saw her in the semifinal round. She's from Huntsville, Alabama, Tina Ness. Great tournament for her. Making it all the way to the semifinal round.
I'll tell you, that was a great choice for Lisa, as long as she was sure that she could not leave a shot on that three ball, because three ball really was the only problem for her. So you don't want to give her an opportunity, you know, to be able to get at it.
If you're just joining us again, this is final round coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship, Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. Our streaming coverage brought to you by our friends at pooldog.com. This event, of course, produced by the American Pool Players Association. This is a non-handicapped event, open to both APA and non-APA members.
Okay, she opened up the three ball a little bit for herself, so that helped her a little bit. Lisa's left with a pretty easy 10 ball to make. She's looking at what she'll be shooting next after that, which I think is going to be a pretty long shot.
Melinda here would be the first in the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship to go back-to-back if she were to win this match. So kind of an interesting fact. We've had 3 other ladies that have won this event twice, none of them back-to-back, however, so.
What about Lisa? What's her highest finish in this event?
Lisa, let's see. She is not a newcomer to the USAM. Let's see.
No.
She has finished as high as 5th, 6th in 2014, 7th, 8th last year. So
Okay.
she has already surpassed her highest finish, but as you well know, Jeanette, when you get to this point, there's only one place that you want to finish.
That's right. And she's perfectly capable of winning this match. She's just got to make sure that she takes advantage. Ooh, no. Okay, that worked. I think she cut the ball more than she wanted to, but it worked out for her. She's got a nice long shot to look forward to now. Now, I think she does have a little bit of an angle. She's going for the 14 to try to put a little bit space between those 2 balls up table. Right, really good. All right. So now what I'm thinking is I want to get to that 15 ball that's sitting above the 3 ball as quickly as I can. Get out in the middle of the table. Pretty straight. Whoa. Well, I think she was playing position for that 13 ball, but she ended up almost straight in and on the 11. So if she could tap that in, she'll have taken care of really her only problem in the table. Just tap it in nice and easy. She couldn't see it.
Fouls and gets the ball in the hand to
Whoa.
Melinda.
She should have taken a better look at that. She must have assumed that she could see it, and she couldn't. Because she ended up fouling, hitting her opponent's solids first. Wow, that was a big, big error. Because she had other options. Sweat to kids.
No karaokeing yet. Not yet, anyway. Jeanette's ready to do some karaoke.
He overheard me whisper singing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's some Bob Marley up
You're going to
there,
get
I
us
think,
in
or somebody. I
trademark
don't know
trouble
what
on
this is. This isn't
Facebook
Bob
here.
Marley.
We keep getting the notifications about the music. Facebook doesn't like it when it hears music, do they?
No, yeah. I don't hear any music.
Nice crowd of spectators has gathered to take in this final match. Adds a little bit of pressure on these ladies. I think the last couple rounds have had a few people watching, you know, but not like this. You know, for me, I just go back. Melinda's so much experience in this finale. She has finished runner-up a handful of times, obviously winning last year, and we'll see if that experience makes the difference here in the final, or if Lisa can capture her first U.S. Amateur Championship.
Well, she's in a pretty good spot. I mean, as long as she comes with this 5-ball, which she should, the cue ball will hit the side rail and bounce just a little bit. Then she'll take the 1 and the 7, then 2 in the side for the 8 in the corner. Let's see her stay down on this shot. Uh-oh. Whoa. She hit that a little harder than she wanted to. Fortunately, she still ended up with a nice shot on this 1 ball. I mean, she could shoot this 1 ball and follow for the 2 in the side and then the 7. Or she can draw a little bit because it's not that much angle on the 1. I think you guys can see it pretty well from right over here. You could see that it's not that much angle, so you don't have to elevate a whole lot. But if you really want to shoot this with a level cue, then you can just follow 1 rail up for the 2 on the side. Again, she doesn't want to hit this with too much speed. Well, I don't know. That was definitely softer than I was thinking.
Winner of this match will move on to compete in a pro event next year. Return to defend their title next year as well. Most importantly, they will be forever remembered on the Champions Trophy. Their name will be added there, where it shall remain forever.
The right shot here is to shoot the 2 ball up in the corner pocket, let the cue ball come 1 rail out for the 7. But if she doesn't like it, she can cut the 2 in the side, but then your cue ball is going to go down past the 8, and it could get ruined. So if you don't want to take a chance on touching the 8, then you're going to shoot it up in the corner and come back out with. But I'm not sure why she drew the ball. Okay. Interesting. Is a better look at that particular shot?
Some folks asking about the hometowns for our finalists here. Melinda, of course, is from Los Angeles, California, coming all the way over from the West Coast. Lisa is from Rockwell, North Carolina, so we've got a bit of a east-west finale here.
Nice. Now this shot is cuttable. Just got to watch the cue ball. It's probably going to go 2 rails and hit that 1, 2, well, let's say 3 rails. Uh-oh. And fortunately for her, she can see this 8 ball. She very easily could have ended up hooked behind there. I think it hit a little bit thinner than she was planning. She's playing the bank. And I'm sure she would not be playing the bank unless she could not make the 8 ball in that far left, far side pocket. But this is a pretty straightforward bank. You know, very, very, as simple as banks go, you know, as simple as banks can usually go. But I've missed plenty of these in my life, you know. The nerves get in there, you clench or tighten up or hit it a little bit too hard, or this is where you really have to just trust yourself and go, hey, this is nice, easy breezy, let's just be relaxed and do what we know how to do and go for it. Well, she changed it. She changed it to cutting it straight in, so maybe she thinks she can spin it in.
Got
Nice, good job.
All right, Melinda off to a strong start here, leading 1-0 in this race to 9.
She actually overcut that that 8 ball that she just did, so I'm thinking maybe it was a little easier than I thought.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at PullDog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, PullDog.com, or call 866-843-3294.
Right, the ladies look like they're about ready to start. I'm going to get a quick word in from our friends at Pool Dog. Of course, Pool Dog bringing all of this sponsorship coverage, or all of this coverage of this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship to you guys. We come from all walks of life. Look at the break
Different
there.
backgrounds.
Different abilities.
Balls everywhere.
We all have different reasons for doing what we do.
But we're all one.
One love.
One passion, one.
All right. Wide open as you can get on these balls broken. Interesting. Melinda broke again, and Lisa is down on this end of the table with no really easy shot. If she can see past that 2 ball, she'll probably take that next. I can't tell if the 1 ball, let's see if I can look at it from here. Yeah, see, that's, oh, duh. All right, excuse me. All right, she's looking good from here. So at this point, I'm going to actually start looking at what are my problem areas. Because all the balls seem to be clear, all the stripes, except for the one that's right next to the cue ball. So while I'm down on this end of the table, I might hit this with a little bit of draw and try to shoot the 10 in the opposite corner pocket. Oh, she hit it with a high ball, which gave her a tougher angle on this 10 ball than she would have liked. The cue ball will definitely go into the 8, but I don't think the 8 ball is in danger of going anywhere because both the side and the corner are blocked by her stripes. Oh, it looks like she's going for the 9 ball. Or what is that ball right there? Oof. Okay, Melinda's turn.
This is the second game of 6 that we'll see in 8 ball. It's interesting. It seems like most have favored starting, you know, we've talked about the combination 8 ball and 9 ball. Most seem to have favored starting in the 8 ball set. I don't know if you have any insight on why that is, or they just don't want it to get away from them in 9 ball potentially.
I don't know. I think that exactly with 9 ball, the games do go a lot faster. But I think the 8 ball is more brain work. There's a lot more strategy involved. And a lot of people, I think, it has to do with their confidence in their abilities with 8 ball. Melinda is often playing the correct patterns. I do want to get across at this 5 ball. No. She hit that way too, it would have been better for her to hit it way too hard than way too soft. She wanted to shoot that 4 ball in the same pocket and hit that too weak. So that just made this a lot more interesting. She can cut the 6 nice and easy. The cue ball will go to the end rail and back out. I don't know that I would try to hold my cue ball for the 6 ball. I think maybe I would try to hit the 6 ball with a little bit of left English to go 2 rails around and shoot the 1 ball in that far corner pocket than to try to slow roll a ball. It's whatever she's the most comfortable right now. She's got to get back control of the table. Right now, she's going to be elevated if she shoots at this one ball. And whenever you're elevating the back of your cue, if you're off with the English, even by a little bit, oh, what a great shot that was by Melinda. I'm telling you, when we want to masse the ball, when we want to curve our cue ball, what do? We elevate and hit somewhere to the right or left. That's where you're guaranteed you're going to curve that cue ball. So that's why we don't like to elevate the back of our cue stick the way that she just did. So when we elevate, we've got to make sure we hit center ball. No left English, no right English, just center ball, so that our cue ball can travel directly at what we're aiming for and that there is no curve. And that's sometimes tough to do, especially on a long shot, because you don't have a lot of confidence going in. She's looking at this 5 ball. Looks like the 6 doesn't go. It'd be nice if the 10 ball moved, then she could shoot the 6 right in that corner pocket. Just a high ball, nice and easy.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Melinda looking very comfortable thus far in this match.
Absolutely. All she's got to do is draw the ball back a little bit. She'll end up almost straight in on the 6. She looks pretty straight on that shot. She's looking at maybe following it and shooting the 8 in the side. Okay, changed her mind. She just did a basic stop shot. Probably if she pulled back an inch, it'd be a little straighter, but still very makeable shot for Melinda.
Got it. Off to a very strong start, the defending champion is. Now with a 2-0 lead, this race to 9. Getting a lot of questions about how to enter this particular event. You can do that by going to usam.poolplayers.com. You can enter a preliminary round. If you place high enough in the preliminary round, you advance here to the championship rounds. Melinda will have the break here. 3rd of 6 games of 8-ball. Scratches on the break there.
Yeah, and still coming up dry on the break, so this is the best opportunity for Lisa to come back here with ball in hand.
Trying to go back through some of the comments. Not a lot of questions at this point.
Come on, guys, you've got some questions for us, don't you?
Melinda would be the first ladies champion to repeat. We've had a couple that have won the event twice, but not in back-to-back years, so.
Right,
Not
and
sure who
Lisa,
mentioned
this
it,
would be her first win if she's able to pull this one off.
Somebody asked if there's an event for the guys. There is an event for the guys. It's actually an open event,
Whoop, whoop.
though it is mostly men. I think it may be all men this year. 128 players. That'll kick off tomorrow. Also here at Strokers, and we will also have coverage of each round starting tomorrow. So make sure you like us here on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for that bonus coverage. We've been bringing anywhere between 2 to 3 rounds or 2 to 3 matches each round as we can. This event being played at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. That is in the Tampa area, the very beautiful Tampa area, where we've been for the last few days and will be throughout the weekend. I'm your host, Jason Bowman. I'm joined by the very lovely legend of the game, Black Widow, Jeanette Lee.
Thank you, Jason.
No bigger name in pool than the Black Widow.
All right, let's take a look here. You know she's got an easy shot in the side pocket, but she's got a nice shot also on the 10 ball right now. So it's, all right, is it easier to get from the 10 to the 11 and 15, or from the 11 and then the 10 to the 15? I would have to agree with her on this choice. It's an easier What was that? Was that the 9 ball? I can't tell the colors
It's hard
of these
on the ball
balls.
color.
I'm sorry, guys.
Again, we are, I don't know, a good 50 feet from the table with a huge screen in front of us, so we are looking at this on very small monitors.
I'm so sorry.
The ball color between the lighting and the size of our monitors makes it a little challenging to tell what's what.
Oh, no. Oh. All right.
In fact, the folks on Facebook actually are seeing it much larger than we are.
Yeah.
You can see their screen versus our. Of course, we've got different
Our
windows
little bitty
here.
screen, yeah. But, well, we've got to keep so many windows open at the same time, so hard to see the match tables. And we've got to be far enough away from them that our sound doesn't carry over to the players.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to shark them by giving them any commentary that they can hear. Oh.
Lisa,
Wow.
This is
Yeah,
Lisa
I would have drew that just a
Cossette.
little bit to hold the cue ball from getting over to that rail, but fortunately it hit the point, didn't go in the side pocket.
Lisa's still trying to get on the board here in this final match.
But you know what, it looks like she's pretty straight in on that 15 ball, in which, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look like she can follow to the end rail and bounce back up for the 8, which means that she's going to need to draw her ball back a little bit if she wants any kind of a good shot on this. Watch if her body stays down on this. All right, good. Okay, it didn't come backward, but it didn't go forward. It just kind of slid over a little bit. And she only needs a tiny bit of draw because she doesn't, unless she can follow into that 2 ball, because she looks like she's cueing high on this ball. Overcut it, yeah. And I'm sure that if she didn't think about that 2 ball at all, she would have made that 8 ball. And that's where a pre-shot routine really would help her to kind of get rid of that kind of thinking. Do all your thinking while you're standing up.
A lot of questions coming in now. This event, again, is being held at Strokers, which is in Palm Harbor, Florida, just across the bay from Tampa. The winner of this event will advance to a pro event in 2019. We give those players, or the players, a little discretion on which event. Sometimes the ladies opt to play in a WPBA event. I know that they've at least had discussions about playing in Matchroom's U.S. Open that'll be held in April in Las Vegas. Matchroom, the same organization that does the Moscone Cup.
So she knows she needs to get rid of the 7. That's going to be her first shot. The 5 is blocked by the 8 ball. So the way I'd be thinking right now is to try to get to that 3 ball as quickly as possible. What that would mean for me would be the 7, then that 6 in the right side pocket, then the 1, roll forward, then the 3, roll forward, then the 5. Then I can worry about the 4 and the 2, because I can always get rid of the 4 and the 2 later. Or I could just get rid of all these balls as long as I end up down by the 3 so I can shoot the 5 next.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching the final round of this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. This event brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. Our coverage here online brought to you by our friends at pooldog.com.
Melinda, I'm telling you, 6, then the 2, then the 3, then the 5, and then you can get shape on the 2 and 5 anywhere. You can get shape for them in any of the pockets except the one the 8 ball's sitting in. And everything gets easier, but it's important for you to get to that 5 ball.
A question here, Janetto, in your pre-match routine, how do you prepare for a match? Do you eat? Do you not eat? Do you take a nap? Do you
I definitely
run a couple miles? What do you do?
Yeah, I definitely get lots of rest, and I do make sure that I eat 3.5 hours before every match. And the reason why is that's my digestive system. I want to make sure that at the time that I'm playing my match, I'm not hungry and I don't feel full. Because you know
Right.
when you're full, you're sluggish, you're tired, your
Right.
brain
Feel
doesn't
heavy,
work.
bloated.
Yeah, and I don't want that. But I definitely would rather be a little bit too hungry than be too full. However, I don't even want that on my mind.
Sure.
So I definitely look. Okay, I'm all in on this one, okay, by the way, guys. Let's not forget this match. She's going to shoot that 5 ball, come out in the middle of the table, and then she can shoot them all anywhere. Even coming back a little bit, she can shoot the 2 in the corner. Anyway, what I was saying is I time when I eat. I make sure that I either rest or go to the practice room, warm up practice. I practice straight in shots and I practice speed control shots. Nice shot. Whoa. Okay, it got away from her a little bit, but that's okay because these 2 shots are pretty easy. Right? Just knock them in the side pocket. Come back out in the middle of the table. So I make sure that I time my eating, and one thing for sure, at least a couple hours before the match, if not first thing in the morning, but I really stretch my quads, my hamstrings, stretch out my back, my arms, my tricep, biceps, all of that. Just
Wow.
make myself feel pretty limber.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to stretch on
Stretch over the
shots.
table.
I have bad sciatica, so especially for me when I'm stretching, it just kills, me back there. It just gets irritated really easily. All right, very makeable shot. It's really a matter of, she made a shot not far from this in the corner pocket, I think last game, but it's kind of 50-50, right? I'd probably shoot it in the side with just draw. Make sure I draw my way out of the corner pocket, but no English and definitely not a lot of speed. There's no right shot here. It's just whatever you're more comfortable in making the ball and controlling your cue ball.
Yep. Just be decisive in what you choose.
Here's another look at this shot. She's looking at cutting the ball in the side pocket. You can see she's cueing low, which is right. She's supposed to draw the ball. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Oh my gosh. Why so hard, Melinda? Why so hard? See, Melinda will walk around and look at the table a lot more often than Lisa. I'd like to see Lisa walk around, and she does. I mean, overall, she's got a solid game, but there are definitely a few times that I felt like she should have walked around that she doesn't. All righty.
Melinda now up 3-0 in a race to 9 here.
So what do you think? What do you think when you're sitting, trailing 3 games behind your opponent? There's still some time. It's not like this is a race to 5, it's a race to 9. And for me, it's how cool would a comeback be from here? You know what I mean? Just get in there and just stay in the moment, take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you. Think about what this title means to you, and not in an overwhelming, putting too much pressure on myself, but in a hungry, passionate kind of way. Because that's all I can do. All I can do is go into my next opportunity with the right attitude, with a positive attitude, and give myself a chance to really get going. And that's what I need. I know that I'm going to get more chances by Melinda. I know that I'm going to get more chances. There's a very rare time that you'll be in the 3rd game and never get another shot.
Right. Well, and keep in mind,
so you're going to get chances. What are you going to do with it?
You've got the extended race here as well. So whereas everything up until this point's been a race to 5, now it's a deeper race here. So still plenty of time for Lisa, but obviously you want to get on the board sooner than later, right? Because mentally it starts to build up, and each game it just makes it seem a little further out of sight. So,
and I think that the couple of things, not only is Melinda got 3 games ahead, but Melinda is still being careful. She's still making a few errors. The one thing I don't want to happen is I don't want to see Melinda get comfortable to where now she kind of starts free stroking a little bit and getting more comfortable and getting better control of the cue ball. I want to keep her on her toes, and that means I've got to put some pressure on her right now. I want to keep the pressure on Melinda, so that means taking advantage of my opportunities and looking for that. Thinking about how cool would it be for me to come back, tied up 3-3, and then get ahead of this, where Melinda's going to be thinking, what just happened? And when I picture things like that, it just gets more fun, instead of taking it so seriously that you can't even breathe. Okay, that was an unexpected miss by Melinda, right? Fairly straight shot, a little bit of distance, but she must have had something else on her mind. She doesn't have an easy shot here, and she does have a tied up situation. You know what I'd like to do? Right now, she's got to hit that 13 ball. The cue ball's then going to hit that 4 and 6 ball up there, I think. But hopefully it'll open up and leave me straight in on that 10 ball in the corner, all the way to your right of the screen. Okay, this is definitely an easier shot.
This is the 4th of 6 games of 8 ball that we're going to see here. Some folks asking about a shot clock. We do not use a shot clock, particularly at this point in the tournament. This is the final round of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. We had a question, so somebody was asking Jeanette on the break. We saw a couple times Melinda had a dry break, not this particular rack, but when your break's coming up dry, do you try to adjust in match, do you different spots, or are you consistently going the same place every time, regardless of if your break's working or not?
Sure. So Melinda has come up dry every rack, including this one. However, this one she scratched also. But but she also didn't make a ball in the break. And so if she's consistently hitting the exact same place and coming up dry, I would definitely move the cue ball.
Okay, so you're willing to make adjustments
And
within the match.
and the
yeah.
reason why is I'm not going to necessarily adjust my speed because I'm hitting it as hard as I can hit it while controlling my cue ball. Now, if I'm not making a ball in the break, but every time I break, my cue ball runs all over the place, then there's no reason for me to move. I just need to hit more accurately. So I'm going to stay where I'm at probably because it's not where I'm hitting it that's, I mean, it's not where I'm placing the cue ball that's the problem. It's the accuracy of my hit, my aim. So did I answer that question for you?
I think
mean,
so. It wasn't
yeah,
necessarily my question,
right,
but one I was
but
sharing.
the question that you
which
asked,
is basically that yes, you will make adjustments within the match to try to find a
Right.
better.
and if my cue ball's hitting the same place, squatting my cue ball in the middle of the table, bam, and nothing, continuously have nothing going, I will
You're gonna make
definitely
an
adjust.
adjustment.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for me, the adjustment to the right or left has to do with where the balls are going because I'm looking, let's say, an 8-ball. I'm looking at that corner ball going 4 rails. I'm looking at where the 1 ball is going in the side pocket. I'm looking at the 2 balls behind the 1 going in the side pocket or the 1 going back in the corner pocket. So I know what happens if my cue ball goes to the right or left because I pay attention that close. But if, sometimes I get to breaking and I'm very, very accurate. Bam, I pound that cue ball in the middle of the table. Other times I'll keep trying to do that same thing. My cue ball just keeps flying everywhere. So in which case my focus is all going to be about being more accurate. She was trying a combination shot. And that 15 looks like it overcut the 9 ball, left Melinda. The 3 ball. Thing about it is if she hits that 3 ball on the side softly, the cue ball could scratch in that far left corner pocket. So she might need to hit it with a little bit of draw. No, she looks like she's aiming high, so she must think that maybe she got down to see if she could avoid the scratch. It'd be nice to be able to just roll the ball down to the cue ball off the 3 down to the end rail and back up for the 5, but she might not want to take a chance on. Oh, I called
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Pockets in the side, but scratches in the
Yeah,
corner.
she had
Gives
to
ball
draw
in
the
hand to
ball.
Lisa. This is a single elimination match. Of course, the final round, single elimination extended race. So whereas up until this point it was a race to 5, double elimination, now that we're in the finals, is a race to 9, but it is single elimination. So the winner here is your champion.
Okay, so what she's got to think about right now is where's the 8 ball going to go? Does the 8 ball go clear past that 6 ball? She's got ball in hand. I would definitely be trying to take that 13 ball, which is the stripe ball right next to the 8. All right, I'll tell you what I would do. I would shoot the 13, roll forward, cut the 9 in down here, and come back up for the 11 ball in the same pocket with a little draw, and then shoot that ball over there by the 8 into the corner pocket for shape on the 8 in the side. So again, right now, if I could cut this 9 ball in and follow up to get straight in on the 11. Nice. Okay, don't look that way. Come back over here. You need to shoot this 15 ball or this 11 ball, whatever this is. And probably stop right there because you want a little bit of an angle so that you can. Oh, careful. You don't want to be straight in because then you have a tougher cut on the 8. If you could have had a slight angle and land right where that spot shot is, then you'll be straight for the 8 in the side pocket. Don't roll forward, just stop shot. Oh, golly. I'm gonna have a heart attack. These people are killing me.
Relax. We got a long way to go.
All right, we got a match.
Lisa is on the board with her first victory in this match. Now trailing 3-1. See 2 more games of 8-ball. While I've got a moment, let's hear a word from our sponsors at Pool Dog.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at PullDog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, PullDog.com, or call 866-843-3294. Tired of this?
Melinda prepares the rack. Lisa will have the break.
Let's see if she makes a ball in the break. I think from what, if I remember correctly, she doesn't break with the head ball. She breaks from the corner and hits the second ball, which gives her a nice spread, better chances of making balls on the break, and even a chance to move that 8-ball around.
Not much there, though.
No. All right, so Melinda up at the table. She has options on both balls. As you can see, the solid and the stripe. You love it when I do
You're
that,
pushing
don't you?
my mouse button.
I'm going to show you guys this view. You can see she's got the 2 solids or stripes. All right, so just really look around the table right now and see where the 8-ball is, and then find a pattern working from the 8 to the front ball. What has the most problems? So the 2 goes, 4 goes, 5 goes. 7 is a little bit tricky. You see that 7 ball by the spot? I don't know. I think it only goes in that side pocket. The 3 ball also is tough, so I'm probably going to take the stripes. Looks like she's going straight into that corner pocket. She missed it. That was a big mistake. Because she was thinking about that 15 ball bumping it forward, since it didn't go in that far corner pocket. But
If you're just tuning in, you're seeing final round coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship.
by Jason Bowman, Director of
Jeanette.
Marketing for APA.
Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow. We are here at Strokers in beautiful Palm Harbor, Florida, part of the Tampa Bay area, where the sun has been bright, the skies have been blue. Not that we've seen it because we've been in the pool room all
That's
day.
right.
But they tell us that
But
it's
we're
very
used to
nice
that.
outside.
Me as a pool player, I'm used to that because I've been indoors
Right.
for the last, well, we won't say how many years, but a lot.
Race to 9. This is the 5th of 6 games of 8-ball that we'll see. Then they'll switch over to the 9-ball set. This is Lisa Cossette at the table. Cossette. I'm not sure if she's saying she inadvertently touched the...
Yeah, I think so. So she's saying, do you want to leave it or put it back? She was elevated
we
a little bit.
Put it back a little bit.
don't know if she wants to shoot this. She's got some work to do. I mean, she's got that 6. I think the 6 ball is far enough off the rail to pocket it in the side pocket, but the 3 ball is going to be tough to get to. The 7 ball is going to be tough to get to. I don't know. I feel like she could have followed forward and bumped that ball and make the 7 ball while she had the opportunity. Maybe she was trying to get straighter on that 3 and play it up table. Now, she hit the point of the side pocket the last time she shot it a shot like this. Let's see if she got it.
Nope.
No.
Mentioned earlier, but both these ladies came into today undefeated, remained undefeated up until 2 rounds ago when Melinda handed Lisa her first loss, sending her to the 1-loss bracket. Lisa then defeated Tina Hess, Tina finishing in 3rd place. And her prize for winning that match was a rematch with Melinda here in the final round.
And she wants payback.
Absolutely. Melinda is also the defending Women's U.S. Amateur Champion. She would be the first to win it in back-to-back years if she's successful in this round. Currently leading 3-1, race to 9. Appreciate all you folks joining us. Looks like a lot of people moving towards the end of the workday and seeing a surge in our viewership a little bit.
Now, I know she's American, but is she Korean American, Chinese American?
I do
No
not
idea.
know. I know that she's from Los Angeles,
Yes.
and that is all I know. And I know that she has been in this event several times. Very experienced. Probably one of the most experienced players we have in terms of this particular event. Now, she was here a couple days early playing on the tables and we were setting up and really wanting to defend that title. Find it pretty remarkable that she's made it thus far undefeated. You just don't tend to see that.
She wants to shoot this. I don't know.
Not Black Widow approved.
Well, if she can shoot that in the corner pocket and gently, like with just a little bit below center, gently bump that 13 towards the side pocket, but not enough to drive it to the rail, then she'll be okay. She's like, stop. Just overhitting them just a little bit. See, if she had hit it softer, it'd be sitting in front of that hole a little bit. I think she's going to have to shoot that, what is that, 14 ball, the brown stripe, 14 ball. Just hit it with a high ball, get somewhere on that side, jump straight up in the air. That's no good. She's playing shape for the 9 ball, but she forgot to make the ball. I hate that too, you know, when you get up and you do the work, you walk around, you look at it, you measure it out, and then you get down and 2-stroke a ball and miss the shot right in front of you.
Right.
You've got to do all that work, and then when you get ready to get down on your shot, you have to tell yourself, you know what? Make sure you make this ball. We know we're supposed to make the ball, but you got to get down. If you're doing a lot of walking around the table and second, you got to get down and be like, you know what? Now just forget about everything. Make sure you make this ball. And I think if we would just remind ourselves and make sure to remind ourselves to put all our effort on making sure we make the ball once we're down on the shot and thinking no longer about anything else, we'd get a lot further. We'd become super sevens.
Do want to interject. I'm looking over some of the comments. This is an event, U.S. Amateur Championship, produced by APA, but is open to both APA members and non-APA members. So there are some rule modifications from what you see in normal APA league play. Jump cues are allowed, push-outs are allowed. So a little bit different, but again, not
League
just
operators
restricted. Yeah, league operators.
are
We've
allowed
had
to
some
play
league
in it.
operators in the event. I know we'll have some league operators in the open event that starts tomorrow.
However, you do get a discount for being an APA member.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely, of course. All part of the value of being a member that you can join today if you go to poolplayers.com/join.
Join the fun.
Spring session's just around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. Most of our leagues start their spring session in mid to late December or January, so now is the perfect time to join. Take advantage of some of the discounts and benefits that we have to offer. Meet some new people. Compete in one of our great events, or several of our great events.
Okay, all right. Take a look at this. Cool. So she's got a nice view on this 9. Now, if she can hit that on the full side of the pocket, right? Hit it as full as possible with a little bit of draw, and maybe even some draw and left, to avoid touching that 6. Go off the 9 and go directly towards that far right corner pocket. And not right English, if anything, a little bit of left. So mostly draw. So that if but you got to make sure you don't hit the 6, because then this happens. And I'm not sure that she can bank this ball. And the reason why is if her cue ball hits where she needs to hit to bank the ball, the cue ball won't get out of the way. It'll be sitting there in its way of going. I wonder if that ball can squeeze underneath that 7 ball. Because if it doesn't, she might have to kick at this ball. I mean, this is actually a shot where she could. Daggone it, is that not the 1 ball? Is that the 9 ball over there? Because then she could hit the 9 ball and go 1 rail for the 15 ball. Ooh, oh, I know what she's thinking. All right, so if she caroms off the right, he's laughing at me. I love to think about this kind of stuff. Okay, so if she were to shoot the 15 and bump the 7 ball into the pocket and kind of bank the 15 ball up, then she can leave the the cue ball, the 15 between the 1, you know what I mean? Trade places, but oh, that would have been awesome if that ball dropped. Then Lisa really would not have liked it, but all right. It is.
This is Lisa Cossette. Lisa out of North Carolina. This will, regardless of the outcome of this match, be her highest finish in the U.S. Amateur Championship. Finished 7th, 8th, tied for 7th or 8th last year. Finished tied for 5th, 6th in 2014.
Okay. The key thing is here, it's better to hit this too hard than not hard enough, right? You want to make sure you get back on this this end of the table so you can make the 6 and 3 in the same pocket as the 1. She has a little bit of an angle, so she needs to put some speed on this ball. Be awesome if she can go 3 rails. So make the 1, follow to the side rail, the end rail, and back to the side rail. Problem is, I don't think she likes hitting a ball hard. It's better to hit too hard than not hard enough. Oh. All right. So now she's got to hit this 6 balls super thin. And with some speed if she wants to end up with any kind of a shot. Because if she hits this softly, the 3 ball's going to stay over there and the cue ball's going to be over on the other end of Timbuktu. So hit this thin, go for it. I say you go for it. Cut the ball, let the cue ball travel around 4 rails, because if she tries to play defense here, she's not going to like it. Because you can hit the 6 ball really thin, the way she's looking at, leave the cue ball to where she can't hit her 15 ball, right? She's going to end up being on the other side of the 8. The problem with it is, well, this is the thing. You know how easy it, even if she couldn't see the 15 ball, which she could, but even if she couldn't, she could definitely hit it. And if it doesn't go in, she's not going to have a good shot on this 6. No, not better than what she just had, right? I mean, even if she doesn't make this ball, the cue ball is going to be all the way over there and still left with the same kind of cut, but now 9 feet further away. And so you always have to think about it when you play defense. You have to think about, okay, yes, I have a super tough shot or easy defense, but when I play the ball here, what's my opponent going to do? Well, she's either going to make this ball or leave me much further away than I am now. So at some point, I'm going to have to go for it. So that was the time to go for it, because at least going for it would have given her a chance at winning this game. Right now, the odds just became way in her opponent's favor. Even if she hooked her and, let's say, hit it thinner and a little further up by the first diamond, and she could have still hit the end rail and soft tapped that 15, you know. Right. So now here's the same shot she had before, but 9 feet further. Think about that, guys. Playing safety is not enough. You have to play safeties where you think about, what's my opponent going to do after that?
Yeah, especially at this level. I mean, with players of this caliber. As we mentioned, this is a non-handicapped event. All of these players are higher skilled.
Now, fortunately for her, she didn't make the ball. So now Lisa can just leave her right on top of that 3 ball if she touches that 6 ball softly. But it'd been nicer if her cue ball went over a little bit, but still. Can she see it?
Tough to tell from the angles we've got.
I think she can see it, but I don't know that. I know she can't see it to make it.
Yeah, Melinda's usually pretty proficient at finding a path somehow, some way. She plays her angles pretty well. Kind of looking at that.
If she can hit that 14 baller, but if she can hit it full enough for the cue ball to end up hitting that end rail in any way, then Lisa won't have a shot on the 6 ball. But she will have a good way of playing defense back, because if she bumps that 14 ball to the rail, then Lisa's only got to touch the 3 to leave her hooked.
Hope you folks are enjoying our coverage of this year's Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. Our coverage brought to you by our friends at pooldog.com. Got there.
Nope.
Didn't send the ball to the rail, though.
Yeah. I
Good
think
ball
she
in
wanted
hand
to touch
Lisa.
it one rail, just barely bump it, I think.
This is the 5th game of 8-ball. We'll see one more game of, or one more rack of 8-ball after this before we shift to the 9-ball set. Tends to move a little faster once we get into the 9-ball set.
Yes.
Lisa Cossette here, trailing 3-1.
Okay, I would have shot the 6, then the 3. However, it really has to do with, are you more comfortable getting from the 6 to the 8 or the 3 to the 8? So she would have been more comfortable getting from the 6 to the 8, which is probably why she shot that.
There goes the 6. And here comes the shot on the 8.
She just needs to put a little bit of draw on it and not too hard. There you go.
Lisa pockets the 8 in the side, draws ever closer to Melinda, now trails by only 1 game. Mentioned earlier, now is the perfect time if you're not already an APA member. You go to poolplayers.com/join. You can join the APA today. No reason to wait. I think didn't we calculate it earlier? What was the calculation?
7 cents per day.
Less than 7 cents a day to be part of it all. So there you go. Obviously, lots of discounts and benefits to being a member, that the greatest of which is, you know, being part of something bigger, being part of a real social network, meeting new people. And then obviously you've got the chance to play in bigger tournaments, qualify for some of our stuff in Vegas. So just a whole lot of stuff, and we want to make sure that anybody out there that's not already part of it has a chance to become part of it. We have our spring session just around the corner.
And so how it would work would be you'd pay $25 a year to join, and after that, your local league operator would work on either having you build your own team with your friends and family, or if you're new to your area and you'd like to get out and meet some new people and create a new community for yourself, they would help you get on a team that's looking for players, and there almost always are. And you would go on a team, and your team would compete against other teams for a chance to eventually win a trip to Vegas. And so what's great about APA that I think sets itself apart from other leagues, and you know, there's too many ways to count how we set ourselves apart, but I think the biggest is really the fact that we offer so much more to the person that becomes a member.
Yeah,
I mean,
something for
you
every
compete
level of or caliber of member, right? You've got something
That's
for the
right.
beginners and
all
the new
different skill
players.
levels.
You've got a lot for the mid-level players, and you've got a ton of stuff for the high-level players, like the U.S. Amateur, like the Masters event.
Right. But not just team events. We have singles events.
That's right.
We have doubles events, 8-ball doubles, 9-ball doubles, Masters, Jack and Jill.
Team captain
Ladies
championship.
only events, captains only events.
My
We've got
head's
so many
spinning.
different things going
My
on.
head's spinning so much, so much.
For just that one time per year, small annual fee, and you get member discounts. Too many to count as well, all available to you.
I had to
So
rent a
it's
car
really
this
fun.
week. I used my APA discount, saved far more than it
Oh,
cost
yeah.
for the actual year. So one of our car rental providers. Ladies are taking a quick break. That's why we are plugging some more. Of course, you should like our Facebook page and subscribe to us on YouTube. We've got lots of coverage still to come from the Open Division of the U.S. Amateur Championship in the days ahead. You'll be getting notifications as we go live, make life a little bit easier on yourself. You don't have to find us, we'll find you. Melinda preparing the rack here.
You can find us also on Instagram.
We're everywhere.
That's
We're everywhere.
APA. What is that? It's Pool Players on Instagram. I know you can catch me on Twitter at Black Widow.
You've been doing some tweets?
Little
tweets?
bit,
Really?
little bit of tweeting, and we got Facebook, Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow. If you guys want to chat with me beyond this, but we're staying here throughout the end of this, so stay with us because
Yeah.
neck and neck, guys.
If you
as
miss Jeanette
expected.
and I after the match, if you miss us, you can hang out with us on social media, right? We're always there.
That's right.
All right, back underway here. Lisa with the break. Trying to pull even here in this final game of the 8-ball set.
So she made a stripe, it looks like. 3, 4, 5, 6.
You were talking about our pool player championships earlier. One of the commenters mentioned the new gray tier. How about that for
Oh, yeah.
6s and 7s
Yes,
and
yes,
9-ball?
yes. And that's kind of a big deal
That's a
because
huge
before
deal.
the tier was combined between skill levels 6,
6 through
7,
9,
8,
yeah.
and 9. And a lot of 6s kind of felt like that was really, I mean, 8s and 9s are solid, the best of the amateurs.
Yeah.
And so the 6s and 7s really wanted their own tier and be able to compete,
Yep.
even closer to their own level. And I think years ago, maybe there weren't so many 8s and 9s, so they grouped them all together. But now through playing APA, players improve. I mean, there's no way to avoid it. And so now we've got 6s and 7s separated into a grade tier,
Yep.
and I think a lot of people out there were celebrating that.
Still a little bit of time to play on a qualifier board for our pool player championships. I think you have till the
Yes.
end of this month to qualify and move on to the regional event next spring and ultimately, hopefully, to the pool player championships in April. But again, it all starts by getting on a qualifier board before November 30th. I think November 30th is the cutoff date for that. So you can do that by talking to your local APA league operator. All part of all the different opportunities to play in events that we have. All right, this is Melinda at the table. After opening up a 3-0 lead, Lisa's come storming back with 2 wins of her own. Melinda looking to find a way to extend her lead here. This final game of 8-ball. Taking a long look at the table.
Well, Lisa made a stripe on the break, so I think Melinda is just looking at what she wants to do here. I'm wondering if she's trying to play safe. Open up a problem for herself. Now, if Lisa can make that, let me see, pink and white stripe ball right there. Maybe that's the 13 ball, I'm not sure. But if she can make that and follow around the 2 ball, or maybe she must think that she can make that ball in that corner, because if not, she could have went front rail and bumped right into it, but yeah, she's looking at it.
Make
Just
sure we
curious
thank
what she's thinking she'll have next after that.
Make sure we thank the folks here at Strokers. I know some of the servers are turning over on their shift. They've been outstanding yesterday and today, and I know in the days to come, taking good care of all the APA players and participants in this year's event. Appreciate all their hard work.
Okay, she took a little bit of a chance there, and it paid off. She made the ball, and now she can see. Looks like that maybe is whatever that stripe is by the one ball, by the yellow ball. Pretty sure she can see that. If she's an angle, she'll follow it, but if not, she'll have to hit it with a little bit of speed and put some draw on the ball so she has a shot afterwards. Here she goes. Okay. She likes to play defense, so maybe that ball didn't go past the way that I thought. I thought she had a shot on that, but she didn't like that. Okay, so Melinda has a nice shot on this 4-ball. Not easy, but still rewarding. Looks like the 5-ball goes also, and she might be almost straight in for that. Yep, she's going for the 5-ball. No, she missed it. I still don't know if we can, let's see, make the 13 ball. Looks like the 13 goes past the 1. She'll have to draw her ball back, cut the 9. She's got some work, because I don't know how she's going to get down for that 14 ball on the end rail by where her body is, and the 15 doesn't go anywhere. All righty. See, the thing is, she can go one rail on this 9 ball and get position to cut that 14 underneath that 7, but then she won't have position on the next ball. Hold it too hard. Hold it. Well, that's no good. Now she can't see either one of them. If she can get deep enough underneath it to go hit the bottom rail and then up to make the 10 ball, hit it with a little speed, maybe she can make the 10 and bump the 7 out of there. Either way, she's got to do something with that 7 ball. Hit it hard enough to bump it out of there, yeah. She had to hit a little bit more speed. Even if she made it, then it's going to open up that pocket for both of her balls, but
A little bit of a mess down in that pocket now.
Now she can't make either one.
See Melinda kind of just staring at the mess down there in the corner. Well, maybe.
She can cut the 7 ball in and hit it with some speed for the cue ball to carry him into the 4 ball hard with a little bit of draw, keeping it off the end rail.
Yeah.
But hard enough to move all those balls and draw the cue ball back a little bit. Surely she'll have one of those 6 balls to shoot from. See, I would not be getting rid of those balls. You're eventually going to have to break out that 7 anyway. Right now, go rail first, make the 7, blow those things open now. Don't get rid of these balls, because when you blow them open, you want all your balls still on the table, so you have a lot of options to get back in line. If you clear up all these balls and then open them up, then you make it easier for your opponent. And you have less options after the break. She likes to think.
This is Melinda Huang at the table. Melinda from Los Angeles. Defending champion in this event.
Yeah, she
Pockets
didn't
that with
follow
authority.
through. Yeah, she didn't follow through. She wanted her cue ball to draw back, and it didn't draw at all because she dropped her elbow a little bit. Jumped up. So now it gets, all right. She's going to hit the top side of the 4 and carry him off the 4 into the 7 without scratching. Or she could just barely touch the left side of the 2. And literally just barely touch. I think she meant to hit the 3. She actually ended up missing it and kicking at that ball. Combination. I'm at an added disadvantage here. I might have to blast at this. Hit that stripe, pretty sure that's a 14. 14 into the 4, into the 15. See if I can get it to.
Seems like that's what she's looking at.
It just depends. I mean, if it's lined up to go in the hole or not. I can't tell enough, but think about it. Where do you think your 15 is going to go if it goes off the 14? It's going to hit the end rail and come back up towards the side, right? So make sure that you draw your ball a little bit. Hit it with some authority. Draw your ball so that the cue ball as well as the 15 ball are going to come towards that side, towards the middle of the table. If you hit it softly, you're surrounded all by your opponent's balls. You don't want to hit it softly and stay down there. Get them away from the enemy. Yeah, you don't want to do this. See, she hit it with a high ball and hit it easy. And now your ball's in the middle of all of your opponent's balls.
Yep.
So with combinations, you have to think about, okay, if I execute this combination, which she did well, where's the cue ball going to go? The cue ball is going to carry him off this side of the 4 ball. If it hit it easy, it's going to stay down there between the 4 and the 2, right? And again, she hit it with topspin. If I hit it topspin is going to be down there near the 4 and the 2. So the option was hit it with draw and hit it hard, so you can get both of them away from their balls.
Oh.
All right. She was able to get it off the back of the 7, so that's good. She played that on purpose to bank off the back of the 7, so that was a great shot by her. But it was dangerous because she very easily could have had no shot on the table. Yeah. I think she's going to make this and tie it up.
There it is, folks. 3-3 after the 8-ball set. So they have split the 6 games of 8-ball. They'll pull a few of those balls off the table, and we'll switch to the 9-ball set. Kind of as anticipated, right?
Yes, yes.
All tied up. Update our score here.
3 apiece. Lisa's got to feel good coming back. right?
Absolutely. Melinda was up 3-0. They're now tied, so. Well, we've got a second again. If you're interested in competing in the U.S. Amateur Championship, you can go to usam.poolplayers.com. That preliminary window is now open. You can sign up to compete in a preliminary round. You place high enough, you advance to the championship rounds. Looks like Lisa's just about ready to break. Maybe not. All right. Again, we've now moved into the 9-ball set.
Hope you guys didn't have any plans for dinner. I suggest getting something delivered.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little while.
Or
These
come
women
down
are-
here to Strokers and
Oh, yeah.
try the shrimp.
Come on over. Freddie's Shrimp and Rice.
All right, so yet another dry break. I'm gonna bring Melinda back to the table. A lot of the participants in the open division starting to filter into town, registering, all anticipating the start of that event tomorrow. 128 player field, highlighted by 5-time U.S. Amateur Champion Brian Parks, as well as 7 other former champions. So that is a stacked
Awesome.
field.
But you know, I want to, when I'm playing in a tournament, when they go, well, who do you not want to play, or who are you afraid of the most to play?
Until you want to play, right?
And I
You
don't
wanna
want
be
to
the
win a
person.
tournament without being able to say that I beat them all. You know, I
Sure.
want to be able to be like, yeah, I beat this guy and this girl and this and whatever it is. And honestly, if you're afraid to play anyone, I don't know that you should be playing in it.
I can promise you
Because
that.
the whole point of it is to want competition.
Absolutely. I can tell you, nobody wants to win that event this weekend that wouldn't have Brian Parks in it, right?
Right.
You just don't
I
want to.
agree.
You don't want to win it and say, well, he didn't come that year, right? So he will be there amongst several others. Henry Brodt, I saw, is back. Henry, a 3-time champion. Robert Hall. There was a number of them. Bruce Choice.
And actually, it's a pretty big deal because what is the?
Ernesto.
Because they also win a spot in the U.S. Open, and what's the entry fee in that? $1,000.
$1,000 now.
I mean, that's
yeah, $1,000 in the U.S.
substantial.
Open. So, well, and then you factor in hotel, airfare, all that stuff to get you there. So,
And in
Yep.
this country, it is the most prestigious event. It's the longest standing event, the
Yeah.
U.S. Open 9
I'm
ball.
very interested in seeing, now that Matchroom's taken over that and moved it to Vegas, the kind of the changes and that kind of thing. Very exciting time, I think, for pool in general that they've
I
absorbed
heard
that
that
event.
it's going to be at Griff's.
The U.S. Open, Mandalay Bay. Mandalay Bay.
Okay, so then that's different than what I heard.
Yeah, no, it's at
'Cause I
Mandalay
heard
Bay. Yeah.
they were going to do it at Griff's, and I thought, that place is not that, it's beautiful,
No,
but it's
right,
not that
Not
big.
that big. No, it's be held at Mandalay Bay, where they do a lot of their boxing and
Yes,
stuff.
sure.
Matchroom has a number of different sports, so should be a great event. That'll actually be right ahead of our singles championship next year, our pool player championships in Vegas. So maybe an opportunity for some of the players that qualify to come out a little early and take in that event, if you so choose. All right, Melinda looking to get back on the winning side of things here. She was leading 3-0, now tied with Lisa Cossette.
Yes, and the 6-ball does go in the corner pocket, and she doesn't want to be straight in per se, right? And then have to draw the ball into the side pocket. So you don't want to do that. It'd be nice if you could just get a little bit of an angle and follow to the end rail and back up without hitting the 9, or get underneath the 6, below the 6, so you can cut it and go 1 rail for the 7. Let's see. Okay, nothing wrong with that. She's still fine. Don't worry about the 9 ball. Hit it high. The cue ball will glance off the side of the 9 ball and come back up for the 7. So she's looking about bending into that corner pocket. I don't agree with that shot. It's not natural. If I was going to do then that, I would want more angle. It's not that she can't do it, but it would be, she'd have to go so deep in the corner and just hit it a little above center and stroke the ball. It'll glance off that 9, come back up. Or she could even punch the ball and let the cue ball come slightly past the side pocket. Yeah, there you go. A little bit. Okay, okay. Hey, how'd she hit that one? Whoop, whoop.
Melinda, of course, from Los Angeles, California. Lisa is from North Carolina.
Yep, just draw the ball a little bit, not too much. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe she was straight in. I don't know why she rolled the ball. She didn't just. That's gotta hurt.
Sometimes the plan's there, but the execution is
No.
short, right?
You know,
I mean,
you take all this time, you look, you walk around, you do whatever. Then you come back to the straight in ball and you 2-stroke bam. When you get down, you've got to make sure you make that ball. She's got to, I love her work ethic. She wants to walk around, look, think everything out. Absolutely, Melinda, do that. But by the time you get behind that cue ball again, the only thing in your mind is to make sure that ball goes in the hole. And I guarantee you on that 7 ball, she was thinking about the cue ball and her position instead of making sure she made that ball.
Lisa pockets the 8 in the corner. Opportunity here to take her first lead of the match.
That's right. And Melinda needs to keep it together because she gave up a big,
Yep.
literally she could have stopped the ball. I would have hit it, firm and drew back a little bit so that I have a slight angle on the 8.
Lisa pockets the 9.
But,
now leads 4 games to 3.
Lisa's capitalizing on Melinda's mistakes, that's for sure.
Again, we'll be bringing you lots of coverage over the next several days from here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. You can like our Facebook page, get a notification each round as we start live streaming new matches. We'll also have some bonus coverage over on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/APA Leagues. Would encourage you to subscribe to that page and like our Facebook page. That way you don't miss any of these great matches. And there's going to be a lot of them, right? So you don't want to miss any of it. Melinda prepares the rack. Lisa's taking a look. Requesting a little bit of an adjustment there. Talk about the rack. When you see that, is that a gap that you're seeing? Is that what she's asking for? What is she seeing there that she's asking Melinda to make an adjustment to?
Right, she wants that rack to be as tight as possible. When there's, and what I mean by that is every single ball touching each other. Because if there's no space between the ball, as soon as that cue ball hits that one, all the balls will fly open.
Right.
And the harder they come spreading out, better chance that they're going to find a pocket. Whereas if there is space between the balls, especially between the 1 and the 2 balls behind it, but any space behind the balls, you're going to lose a lot of speed because that 1 ball and those balls in between themselves are just going to keep clacking into each other instead of spreading out. They're going to keep bumping into each other like a pinball game. It's going to go ding, 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 and not out. So if she saw a space, she would say, please re-rack those balls.
Lisa ready to break.
Nice. One in the side. And unfortunately for her, that 5 ball is in the way of her being able to see the 2 ball. You can get a better look over here. I'm sure she would love to see the 2 ball. So I see a push out. Is push out allowed?
Push out is allowed in this format.
Yes. And so I don't know that she's going to try to make this ball or hit this ball. What it? Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I would have pushed the cue ball to the other end of the table, making it, you know, even if she pockets the 2, if that cue ball was in that far end rail, even if she pockets the 2, there's no guarantee she'd get shape on the 3. Here, when you're this close to the 2 ball, you can be a lot more accurate. I mean, right now, Melinda can safely go for this 2 ball cut in either pocket.
Yeah, I'm eager to see what Melinda comes with now here, because this is the first time we've seen her facing some pretty strong adversity, right? Mistake in that last
Right.
match. Lisa's on a pretty good roll now, leading.
But you see that Melinda was very close to making that ball and would have gotten natural shape on the 3 by what Lisa did. So Lisa gave her a chance to take this rack. And when you're pushing out, you want to push out to where, okay, I couldn't see the ball, now I can. So if they give me another chance, at least I can see the ball, but I'm not going to make it easy for my opponent to be able to run out. Uh-oh, that's no good. I don't know if you saw that, but if you have the opportunity to replay that last shot, when you hit that 2 ball with a high ball, it collects this top spin, this overspin, which slows the cue ball down. Because I definitely think she meant to hit that thinner and with more speed so that she can shoot that 3 ball. And that means that you can either hit it a lot thinner or you can hit it with the cue ball a lot lower. Whoa. Okay. I'd like to see whether or not she can shoot the 3 ball and bang it to the end rail and draw your cue ball back into just barely bumping that 6. But that would take some finesse. That would definitely take some finesse. Either that or hit the 3 ball, the left side of the 3 ball thin, bank the 3 ball up table all the way back down to where the cue ball is, and let the cue ball go cross long rail, and then end rail. With a lot of right English. Okay, that's probably a little bit too advanced. Fine. Fine, people. All right. So then again, hit the ball with barely a lot of draw, a little draw, so that your cue ball can wedge right on top of that 7. I mean, that 6. Or just bump the 3 1 rail into the end rail. I think she tried to do what I was talking about. She wanted her cue ball to draw. If it had drawn into the 6, she wouldn't be able to see this ball. But right now, Lisa can either bank the 3 1 rail into the 4 and leave the cue ball close to the end rail. I don't think she can bank the 3 ball up to the other end and hide behind the 4. I mean, if she can hit the ball thin enough, she can try to hide behind this 6-9, 6-8 or the 7-9, depending on which route she decides to go. It is cuttable. be really hard. No. Wow. Awesome.
You know, these ladies have been playing since I think like 10:30 this morning. So
They're
endurance
warriors,
is,
man.
yeah, I mean, endurance of these ladies is unbelievable.
So much respect. It's hard. It's hard to be out there and play all day and
Yeah.
still play at this level of focus that these women are showing right now.
Yep.
It doesn't matter how good you get. No matter what, you're giving 100%. You're out there, you're trying, your adrenaline is going, and that's exhausting. And you can't always manage your food. Like in the pro events, it's over a week period. So usually you play the match and you go and have a 3-hour break or something like that. So you
Right.
have time to really manage the amount of food that you eat. I was talking about earlier about how it was important that I'm not too full or too hungry when I'm getting ready to play. When you're having to play match after match after match, like Lisa has, and Melinda's played a lot too, you know, you got to keep feeding yourself small amounts of food that digest easily, that'll give you energy, but not too much sugar, because you get a sugar rush, but you also get a sugar crash.
Yep.
And so all of these things are exhausting to think about. Yes, get below it, cut the 4-ball in, and let the cue ball carry on directly into the 8 at medium speed. The 8 will hit the 6 to the end rail and back out. And the cue ball will stay right about there. If you hit it too soft, or that. Okay, so I don't like that. But from here, what you can do is just do a basic stop shot. Stop the ball, let the cue ball land on top of the 8, let the 6-ball bank down to the end rail and back up to that chalk on the other side of the 7-9. Okay? And just simple stop shot. Make sure you don't hit it too hard or it'll come out by the side pocket. Like that. Don't hit it too hard, yeah. Boy, she really hit that hard. She was trying the right shot. She just really overhit it. But this isn't an easy situation. I think she shoots the 6-ball in this bottom left corner pocket and draws her ball a little bit. No. I just don't see her draw as much as I feel like she should have in her game, you know? Because now if she draws it, all right, not easy. She can go 4 rails here. She can hit this with just a normal high ball. Go end rail, long rail, down to this end rail, about 2 diamonds up on the right rail, out to the middle where the cue ball is now.
Got it.
Well, excuse me. I don't like that. I mean, it works. She gives herself a combination,
Right.
but you know, she had to hit the ball pretty easily. Your cue ball is near the rail. Now you're having to shoot this combination shot. She's pretty good at combinations, so I think she'll probably make it, but I think it would have been easier to let my stroke out and shoot the
Well, she
7.
nailed
you know,
that, too.
shoot the 6-ball and go 4 rails.
Nice
yeah.
response there from Melinda.
Yes.
Unfazed. And now tied 4-4.
Yes. I'm telling you guys, it's just going to go neck and neck.
Make sure we thank our friends at Pool Dog for bringing you all of this coverage. They got some special offers and things for APA members right now. If you go to pooldog.com/APA champs.
The best in the business. They do a great job, and they not only give you, I mean, probably the best prices out there, but they also have all kinds of different articles and instruction.
A lot of good content.
Yeah, a
on their
lot of good
Facebook
content
page,
that
yeah.
you can, if you love pool, you'll be happy there. You will find your online home.
Yeah. As you start shopping for Christmas time, make sure you check out our friends at Pool Dog. No better place to get your billiard accessories
That's right.
for the APA member in your life or non-member, soon to be a member.
Yes.
Lisa pockets the one in the corner.
This is kind of like a center ball, right-hand English kind of thing, and with a medium stroke. So it goes here and then back across. No, she gave a lot of right-hand English, which is what kicked it up above the 7, in which case you need to hit it with more speed so that you definitely move it out of the way. I think if she even hit that with a little more speed, her cue ball wouldn't have went that way, because the softer you hit it, the more that English kind of goes off that rail, I feel like. I don't know. It depends. All right, opportunity for Melinda here. 3 ball with the cue ball. If she can cue it with a level cue, bit of left-hand English. You can see right here, 3 ball definitely goes in the corner pocket. But she wants to come back here on the inside of that 8 ball to shoot the 4 ball. Means she has to have a little bit of backspin on this ball, maybe even a little bit of left English. And you can follow it, but with topspin, but then you're dealing with the 7 and the 5 and the 8. See, she looks like she's aiming high. Okay, that works. So she aimed high, but with a lot of left English. And fortunately for her, it bumped the 8 ball straight out of the way and still left her a shot. So Melinda can cut this 4 ball in with a little bit of draw. Go over to the left and back out to where the spot is. You really don't need much draw, and definitely not much left. That was too much draw. Because it should have not gone anywhere near the 9 ball, so she actually gave it too much draw. All right, she's got this though. As long as she can avoid that side pocket to your right, she can pocket the 5 ball down on this end rail, go past the side pocket with top spin, and back over. What? Is she looking to see the 5 ball go in? This pocket? Nah. You know, she never moved over and looked for an exact spot on that 5 ball. She doesn't need to.
Nope.
Perfect. She looks straight in, but she actually does have a little bit of an angle here, you can see. Right there. You can see there's a little bit of an angle. The cue ball is closer to the end rail.
One of my favorite parts about watching Melinda play is she is so even keel. Like,
All the, yep.
you can't tell if she's, you know,
What's
happy,
going on? No,
mad.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, she is just, you know, even
She
keel as it
works.
comes. Yeah, I mean, you just all business. Not a lot of emotion.
No, Melinda is definitely fine player. I would like to see her when she does all that walking around, you know, just really giving more respect and attention to making sure to pocket these balls, because she has missed balls, several balls that she absolutely should have made.
Yeah.
And she just took the shot. I feel like that she took the shot for granted. I could be wrong, but that's the way that it felt. And I'm saying that out of respect for her game. I believe that she was fully capable of making the shots. All right. Flip of a coin here. She can shoot at this 8-ball and bank to the end rail and one rail back up to shoot the 9-ball in the corner pocket, or she hits that withdraw and plays the short side. I say go back up. There we go. 1, 2. Oh, come on, hit it hard enough.
Get back.
All right. Yeah, she could have hit it with a little bit more speed.
Chance to regain the lead here.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it got very quiet in here.
Yes.
The music stopped. The voices stopped.
Super cool.
You can hear a pin drop.
Some good playing over here.
As she pockets the 9-ball, regains the lead. This is a seesaw battle. Melinda now back in the lead. 5-4.
Do, 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 do. It could be you.
It all starts by going to usam.poolplayers.com. That's the only way to find your way into this particular event. You can start your journey today.
This event is for amateurs only.
High-level amateurs, yeah.
Yes.
Best of the best in amateur play.
Well, we call them high amateurs, but you don't have to be a high amateur to compete in the preliminary
Sure,
rounds.
anybody can do it.
It's just that you usually are a high-level
Right.
amateur because you have to win the preliminary rounds to be able to play
You know what,
in
though?
the true U.S. amateurs.
I do talk to quite a few mid-level, skill-level players,
Yeah.
and they say, you know, I do go play in the preliminary just to test myself, just to see where I'm at in terms of my game against some of the better players in my area. So, you know, sure,
it's
if
better
you if
singles competition,
well,
absolutely.
I mean, yeah, if you're looking for a real test, go enter, see how you do. Bring Melinda back to the table. Of course, if you are just joining us, folks, we are almost 2 hours into this match, but you are watching live coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. It's coming to you from Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida, where we have been for the last couple days and will be for the next few. Open division set to begin tomorrow with 128 players.
Richard,
What are you
thank
looking
you
at?
for your comment.
Okay, I'm looking at what you're trying to look at on the computer there.
I can't.
That's Richard
whatever
Andrews.
the last comment.
Yeah, Richard, he's
He
going to
said
be here.
she's good as commentary as she is at playing.
He's
Woo.
buttering you up because he's coming in to do commentary with me tomorrow. So
Oh, really?
That's Richard. Yeah,
Nice.
Richard's out of Huntsville. Richard Andrews will be here tomorrow with us. And
He was replying to Kooks, but I didn't see what Kooks had written. I'm sorry, but we're trying to look at your commentary, but let me see. Right there.
oh, he was just wondering who you were.
Oh, wondering who I am. Yes.
Yeah, not wondering who I am.
I'm your favorite
think somebody said
neighborhood spider.
It's Jeanette Lee and some guy. So I am some guy. This is the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee. My buddy Matt Miley said he played in his first prelim as a 5. Great learning experience.
Give a wave. Hi.
Matt, one of our league operators in the Panhandle area of Florida. Also a fellow Gator fan. Go Gators. Our Gators didn't do so well over the weekend, though.
Oh.
Matt and I went to the game. Not so good.
You did go to the game?
We did go to the game.
Nice.
we should probably stop going to the game together because every time we do,
Doesn't work
they
out well,
don't do well. No. So, all right, back to this game. Melinda Huang at the table, leading 5-4, race to 9. We are well into the 9-ball set now.
Let me take a look at this. I want to see a better angle at this ball. I think she can follow without scratching. And she can either hit it inside and get below that 8-ball, which is probably what I would do. But if she has enough angle, she can go high left, but I don't know, I don't like that. Melinda, you can do it. High inside. You don't even need to give so much high, just inside. And somewhat easy speed. All right, let's see where her cue ball goes. If it hits that point. Ooh, she gave it way too much inside. Do you see how low that ball went? She ended up missing the ball altogether, overcutting. The cue ball flew downward. She was thinking about.
Another question about whether Jeanette gives private lessons. Not so much anymore, right? Maybe in
Right.
Vegas for when you're out there for the APA
No, but
World
if,
Championships or something like that.
that's really the only time that I
Yeah.
give lessons, and also to my members. I own the Tampa Bay APA leagues right there in Hillsborough County area, and I will during our tri-cups or things like that. I'll give away a free lesson.
That's pretty cool.
To a particular team or to a play during our, as part of our raffle prizes. I will be going back to doing some group clinics, which I used to do. I call the Black Widow Experience, and I
Yeah.
would take 8 people or 10 people and work with them from morning to night for 2 days, includes the meals and everything. But I've honestly been too busy ever since I've been here, between taking care of my children and running this business. And now I'm actually even trying to hit balls again, which has been, I haven't been playing too much for a while now, and I think my health has gotten stable enough, and I've got a good support system at home with my kids, and Jean Allen has been wonderful, and so that's been a lot of fun. Okay. Ooh, you know what? That was a really good try, what she just did, and she hit it at just the right speed. Because if she hit either side of that 2-ball, she had a good chance of hooking her opponent. Unfortunately, she missed it, but it showed her, she did a great job there. Melinda, you did great. Missed it. It's part of it sometimes. All right, come on, play the 2-ball down here.
Really been kind of a grind the last several games, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's just
I think Melinda
seems like
did.
the table hasn't been overly, open, and it's just been a few missed shots mixed in there. As I
Okay,
say that, maybe
works.
she'll run out after I say that.
Right, right. Melinda's had some really good runouts. Lisa, I feel like, has been pretty consistent. She's a good run-out player. She has pretty good cue ball. I feel like she's been doing, and of course, then she misses that ball. What I was going to say is I feel like Melinda, her runouts have been cleaner, but she has made more careless errors, meaning, they're both going to miss these
Some
funny
shots, yeah.
shots, backward cuts and things like that. But Lisa doesn't tend to miss those really easy shots. And I was surprised by Melinda that she has a few times, and I really feel like it just has to do with her giving a little bit more attention to each shot. Okay, that got pretty scary there for a little while, huh? But Same time. I mean, this is a pretty even match. At least for right now.
Right.
What it looks like, a pretty even match. They've both made some nice run-outs. They've both made some unforced errors. Come with a few tough shots and missed a few tough shots. Next year, if I'm in town, we'll set up a challenge match between me and the champion. They can win some kind of cool,
I think that'd be pretty
limited
cool.
edition APA Q stick
I think
or
that'd be
something.
pretty cool.
Right? Just put
Yeah.
in some little bonus prize there that they can win if they beat me or something.
I'm sure there's plenty of folks online that would like to see a match like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ugh,
there's one of the shots.
There's another
here.
one of those
Yeah.
easy shots she should have made all the time. 100% she should have made that ball. And it's funny because I want to say, well, that's a matter of discipline, right? You know, work ethic. You have to go up and do this whole routine and come around, look at. The thing about it is, other than that, she really does. She doesn't just bounce on each shot. She looks at it. She walks around the table. She looks at, figures out what she wants to do, thinks about it all. She's showing work ethic. But then on these hangers, you know, she just shoots them carelessly. It's just surprising. And I'm sure disappointing for her. It's got to be frustrating for her. Okay, she can cut this ball in, but she has to hit it thin and nice and easy because you don't want to end up on that end rail. Good. Up easy. Don't want to end up on that end rail. She made a nice shot though, right? At least she did her job. All right, so this is the brutal thing. She's so straight on. You can see that she's got slight elevation. But if she hits this too, you know, softly, her cue ball could easily follow. Take a look at this. The cue ball could end up floating forward. If she cuts it a little bit, the cue ball could end up on top of the 9. But if she hits it too full, the cue ball could end up rolling behind the 9. So I'd have to hit this with a little bit more speed and make sure my cue ball gets past there. Okay. I think she hit that even a little bit too hard. Because at that speed, if she had made that ball, that cue ball might have followed it and scratch. You just wanted to roll forward to where the cue ball is now. You know, just making sure that you get past that 9 ball. Okay, all she needs is a bit of draw. Make the 7 ball in the far corner pocket, come across and let your cue ball land on the rail between the 9 and the side pocket to shoot the 8 ball up there, right? You don't want to go between the side pocket and the 8 because that's too short a rail. Come back over here. I mean, even a little left if you want, but just get all the way across the table. Make sure you're not behind the 9. Ooh, overcut it. All right, she was actually trying to kill that ball is what she did. She did low left English and did a kill shot, tried to spin it in, and unfortunately, she didn't make the timing of that hit right because when you put in all that left English, it deflects to the right and then goes back left, and it actually went too far back left. When you put all that spin on that ball, your timing has to be just right. Which is why I wouldn't have even done that. I would have just hit it with draw and just stroked my cue ball back over. Definitely would not have killed the ball at that. All righty. Let's see. How about you double bank the 7 ball down below this 9 and put the cue ball 3 rails behind the 8. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, that worked out good. I mean, she played a safety as she's supposed to. See, I like hitting that 7 ball a little bit fuller and letting the 7 ball bank 2 rails down to this end rail and let the cue ball come around and snug up on that 8. Especially these days with more and more people being able to jump balls. Someone like me, to me, I feel like my cue ball is good enough for me to get to play safeties where the cue ball is much tighter on top of balls. Because if you take the jump away from them, these days, today's players don't kick as well as years ago because we didn't have the jump cues and the jump shots.
Right.
So a lot of these, especially 9-ball players, they're really not great at kicking. If you play a lot of rotation games or...
I was trying to think back through some of the matches we've seen. We haven't seen many jump shots, have we? I think maybe one of the last 2 rounds we saw maybe one, but other than that,
No,
I don't know that we've seen any jump shots.
No, I agree. I think 1, maybe 2 at most, but only 1, just like you said, that I can think of. And a lot of time, I mean, there's definitely, I'm not talking about our top level players. Our top level players know how to kick as well as jump. But I'm talking about the average amateur. The average amateur will jump better than they'll kick. They just don't practice kicking balls. But in order to get to a world champion level, you have to be able to kick well because a world champion's going to play safety where you cannot kick the ball. And you don't want any chinks in your armor. Uh-oh.
It'll be ball in hand for Lisa.
Yeah, she tried to hit that easy. I probably would have tried to massacre that 7 ball. I might have even gone 3 rails, long rail, short end rail, over the long rail and kicked the 7 in the side, or I don't know. It's always easy to say when you're standing back here.
Yeah. If you're just now scrolling through your Facebook news feed and finding this event, this is the final round of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. Seesaw battle here between Melinda Huang and Lisa Cossette. Lisa at the table currently. Just missing the 8 in the corner again. Big mistake here. Big opportunity for Melinda now.
Yeah, and you know what is surprising is she had ball in hand on the 7 and did a stop shot and didn't make the effort to get that cue ball closer to the 8. That was a little further than she should have been on the 8, don't you think, considering she had ball in hand on the 7?
Yeah, and I'm wondering at this point if we're just, again, seeing kind of just wearing down a little bit, right? It's been a long day.
Just tired.
It's a very emotional. I mean, you've got still several dozen people watching. You've got the cameras on you. There's got to be some level of exhaustion that starts to hit these ladies as they go.
I completely agree.
Either mentally, physically, probably some of both. Melinda looks like she's going to take advantage of the mistake, though.
And that's going to cost Lisa because she had a chance to make that 5-5 instead of 6-4.
Yep.
And she's got to get that right out of her head right now.
See if Melinda can finish off this rack. She does so without a problem. Takes a 6-4 lead in this race to 9. She'll have the break once again.
Just to remember, folks, when you're out there competing, focus your efforts on the things that you can control. Maximize your opportunities, obviously. Make the balls, obviously. But also, let go of any negative thoughts because we have enough things working against us. We don't have to be one of them. Stay in the moment, stay in the present. Try to take advantage of what you have. And don't put any negative thoughts on whether or not, oh, my opponent is, is getting lucky or, every time I get up to shoot, I don't have a shot. I'm having to do something. And they're spending all this negative energy on something that, guess what? Suck it up, buttercup. Get over it. What are you going to do now?
I feel like you're giving me a pep talk here.
I'm telling you, I
wanna,
think,
like,
I think
headbutt
people
something.
just.
What a break there by Melinda,
I really
meanwhile.
feel like this game is meant to be fun, and even when you're competing, I mean, when I'm competing, I'm sorry, I am looking to twist someone's head off. I mean, I am.
See, and I feel that way when I'm
but
computing,
I'm
like you
so-
said, computing. No, I'm just
But
kidding.
I'm so happy to be competing,
Yeah.
to get opportunities like this, you know, and that's something the APA does for amateurs that no one else
Sure.
does. You know, normally you have to get out and be in the pros and get to play. And here, as an amateur, you can win a major title, and you've got to just really enjoy it, give it your best, but don't spend energy lamenting over something that you have no control over what your opponent does. You just don't. And if you have to set yourself up to get in the zone. If you start off a little weak, unfocused, start thinking about what you want to be doing. And
Ouch. So Melinda with a strong break, 3 balls on the break.
straight
Clear
in on
shot
the
on the
one.
A1 and can't
Yeah.
pocket it, so.
Yeah, and I won't say that was anger. There's a little bit of distance between those 2 balls. The cue ball was a little bit close to the rail. She had to elevate a little bit. So I feel like that was obviously she wanted to make the ball, and I think that she missed it because she was trying to draw her cue ball back over for the what is that, the 3 ball? That's not the 2 ball, right? Oh, wow.
All right.
Ouch.
Seeing some mistakes as we get a little deeper into this match.
And that was a mistake. That was not a careless error. I mean, that was not a bad luck. Melinda just took ball in hand. So she knew that if I pocket the 1, I know my cue ball is going to go off that 6. So then you have to look at when my cue ball hits the 6, what's going to happen off the rail. And in that particular case, she still should have hit it with high, but a different speed so that it followed to the rail faster. But she hit it so hard that the cue ball, when hitting off the 6, came straight off the 6 into the side pocket. Okay, that was a little bit of an error for Melinda. She had ball in hand on the 3 and managed to get herself almost straight in on the 4 instead of a natural angle to get position on the 6. You could see she shook her head a little bit there, because now she's going to take a slight, maybe she can rob the pocket here a little bit, no? So now she's going to cut this 6 ball up table, just come back out to the middle of the table. And ideally center ball, no English. Just roll it on up.
Somebody had a question about amateur status, and I guess Melinda has played in some pro events somewhere along the way. You know, simply playing in a professional event does not mean someone is no longer an amateur, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Right. It's typically those that are making their living from playing pool on a regular basis. We kind of review every case individually. I know folks always asking about Brian Parks is another one, but just keep
Right.
in mind, just because you've played in a professional event and maybe won a little bit
Doesn't
of
make you
money,
a professional.
it certainly does not make you a professional pool
Right,
player.
and what I would look at is we have a lot of players that have played in pro events because they won a qualifier against amateurs.
Right.
What I would consider a pro is a person, I mean, some people consider it if they make their main living off of it. I don't feel like in our career we've had too many people out there
Right.
that have made a living, a proper living off it, yet they were pros. But these are pros or players that are full-time on the tour, play in all of the pro events, you know, have a proper standardized ranking, you know, let's say in the top 32 or the top 16, depending on, you know, who you're talking about, men or women or whatever it is. But just the fact that you've played in pro events, definitely not. Now, if you keep finishing in pro events,
Sure. Yeah.
you know,
different, yeah.
then you've got to say, because unfortunately this sport it's a large participation sport, right? Everybody plays pool. Everyone's tried it at some point or another. But in terms of as the pro tour, I mean, the money's not there for someone to just play
Yeah.
pool and do nothing else.
I
So
don't know many.
it can't really be based, in my opinion, it can't be based on whether or not they make their living just on pool.
And I don't know many pro players that like to enter amateur events that have no cash payout, right?
Right,
It just
right.
doesn't make much sense. So meanwhile, Lisa is going to pocket the 9 ball, pull again within a game of Melinda.
Right, and think back. This all happened. She had ball in hand on the 3 and ended up dead straight on the 4. Now, from where the 3 was, there were a million places you could have gone and had some kind of angle on that 4. But she didn't take the care to pick an exact spot to have a natural angle on the 3 so she could have an easier shot on the 4 or whatever that ball is by the side. And it cost her. She ended up missing that shot and giving Lisa a chance to get within 1 game. And they're running out of time. Melinda only needs 3 games to win her second back-to-back.
Yeah, back-to-back.
First time ever, back-to-back U.S. Amateur Championship. Lisa's still looking for her first U.S. Amateur Championship. It's exciting. Hey, I called Hill Hill. Come on, girls. Don't make me a liar.
Yeah. Seen a lot of hill races in the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. Ladies taking a quick break. Good time to remind you that if you're not currently an APA member, you can go to poolplayers.com/join and you can become a member today, tonight. Tell all your friends.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna tell you my favorite quote because
Ooh.
while I am a little bit hard, I'm a little bit hard on these women. I think that they're gonna find it useful to think about some of the things that I'm sharing. But I want you to understand how much respect I have for them and how hard they have worked and how exhausting it is to be out here battling over and over and again. There's no mistake that they've made today that I haven't made hundreds, if not thousands of times in my short, young career. But my favorite quote, and it's on the first page of my book, The Black Widow's Guide to Killer Pool, which I wrote a while ago, 2001, something like that. But this is called The Man in the Arena by Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spend himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither knows victory nor defeat. I mean, if that doesn't inspire you, I
Wow.
don't know what will. But it's something that I held close to my chest throughout my career, and especially towards the beginning, because quite frankly, I wasn't treated very well by the other women in the WPBA. I was new, I was coming on very strong. I didn't, I mean, I made it clear, listen, I was gunning for #1, and I felt very alone, and you know, it was so important for me to be like, you know what? it doesn't matter what anybody else is saying. At least I'm willing to get in there and give it my all. And I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fall. All that's gonna happen. But I should still be proud of myself because I put myself out there and gave myself a chance to feel things that, at best, I mean, I've won every major title there is, and at worst, I have choked and cried and lost sleep too many times that I can even count, just choking, you know, butchering balls in front of everyone. And I love seeing these women get out there, because when I first started, there were a lot of women that would not compete. And that's something I also have to give sincere credit to the APA, because they have a ladies championship, but they also have the open divisions that if the women want to play with the men, that's out there as well. But, you know, there's so many more women that are getting the opportunities to compete at the amateur level that when I started, they just didn't want to do it. I think women are a lot less willing to just make an absolute fool of themselves.
Yeah.
Guys don't care looking like idiots. They don't mind, no offense, but they're, you know, if they're bad at poker, if they're bad at basketball, whatever it is, they don't care. Whereas, you know, when I was first starting, the women be like, no, I'm no good. I just like to watch my boyfriend play. And I feel like that's changed a lot. I mean, today's woman is powerful and strong and smart. And that's exactly the way I see these women. Smart, beautiful, incredible. All right, I'm talking
That's
too
quite
much.
a pep talk, folks.
Sorry.
Pep talk
Sorry.
from the Black Widow. Go sign up. Go play something today. Holy cow. I could run through a wall right now.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I made you guys.
Wow.
I bet you guys were like, oh, I
Hey.
wish she'd shut up and just let's talk about the game.
Hey, we're 2.5 hours into this match, and now I'm rejuvenated. I'm ready to, like, go work out and just something. Woo. All right. Lisa Cossette here, looking to tie this thing up.
Yeah, she's not in a good place. Look at this. I mean, she can possibly see enough of this. She can't kick off the end rail. She might be able to see the right side of the six, but it might scratch. I personally would jack up at Massey and hit the left side of the two, cut it in, come around, two rails, cross table, cut the three ball in the same pocket, you know. That's all. All right, she's looking at kicking up table. Lisa, set this ball at home and work on this massage. Oh, how'd she hit it? Oh, all right. Hey, we'll take it. We'll take it, okay. Not an easy combination by any means. Not an easy safety by any means. I wonder if the cue ball is on the rail or if there's enough speed. I mean, if she's far enough off the rail. If she's off that rail, I would jack up, hit that two ball dead straight on hard like a stop shot, let the cue ball freeze on the end rail. The two ball will hit the eight ball and carry him off the eight ball and move up table. I think it'll even miss that nine ball. Hopefully the nine ball, 3 and 4 stay right there, right? As long as that two ball doesn't catch that eight ball too thin, the nine ball will stay there. But hit it with enough speed for, even if it hits the nine ball, for it to hit the side rail and back up and just freeze that cue ball on that end rail. Well, she's aiming with a high ball, so she might be going rail first and hitting it nice and easy. Okay. I'm sure she was playing some kind of safety there. And it looks like she has a tough little cut shot. I'm almost always trying to avoid hitting any balls, but this would be one time that I would actually try to cut the two ball in and hit the four ball so that I know I'm somewhat close to that 3. You could also play safety here. You could bank the 2-ball up table. Hey, that's a pretty good shot too. I like it, like it. And this is no cakewalk right here. You can see from a couple vantage point, fully behind. Now you can see she's hitting that end rail. I think because the 5, she might not want to go 1 rail. She might want to go 2 rails. Hit the backside. If she can go 2 rails and get underneath the 2 and maybe make the 2 in the side pocket, leave the cue ball there.
I think there's some folks out there that enjoyed your pep talk.
Aw, thank you. I do talk a lot about pool. I love talking about pool.
Well, it's good. I mean, you can tell it's not, you know, your level of passion is what has gotten you where you are. It's not just about playing for you, right? It's really much bigger than that. So that's cool.
It is. I mean, I think that there's a lot of people that win championships, but more than that, I really want to feel like I've helped this sport, and not just by taking prize money and owning trophies, but by bringing more awareness to this beautiful game and helping the amateurs. I mean, I know that the women, there's only a few women here that play regularly in the pro events that are right close by me, but I've already put myself out there and said, hey, anytime you guys want to come practice to get ready for these tournaments, call me. I will definitely play with you, because I would have loved to have that when I was getting
right.
And I don't, you know, I really just believe in caring and sharing. And you can call me kind of soppy. I am. I'm a little bit of a sensitive soul. Ooh, nice kick. He's laughing at, don't you laugh at me. All right. Well, listen, this 3-ball doesn't go past the 8. I'm almost positive. So you can either roll the ball softly. God, if you roll it softly, you know, you can. She can roll the 2-ball softly. She'll have a little bit of an angle on the 3, and then she can follow again softly. It'll probably nudge the 8 a little bit, hopefully not hook you behind it for the 4. Or you elevate and hit the cue ball into the rail, 2 rails for an impossible shot on the 3. Just hit it softly. I don't. See, she overcut the ball and the cue ball went 2 rails. So actually, if she hit it fuller, her cue ball would have been behind that 6. So I'm not sure. I don't know what she was thinking on that one.
That'll
I'm
bring
blank.
Lisa Cossette back to the table. Lisa, again, trailing by 1 game in this race to 9. Still a long way to go. We're getting our money's worth so far.
Yes.
Neck and neck, back and forth.
All right, they've got to be looking at something that I don't understand that. Why wouldn't she hit that ball softly and just roll it? Then put herself where the 3-ball must go. It must go past the 8. Yeah, she's looking at it like it's going past the 8.
If you're joining us late, this is live coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship taking place at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. Started with 41 women. We're down to the final 2. This is Melinda Huang, the defending U.S. Amateur Champion, leading 6-5 in this race to 9.
I don't think she was going for that 3 ball. She didn't hit with enough speed. Maybe she was trying to get that cue ball to hide behind the 8, but I don't know.
Lisa Cossette navigating the table here. Lisa out of Rockwell, North Carolina. Suffered her only loss of the tournament a couple rounds back to Melinda. This is her chance for redemption. Some folks commenting on them looking a bit tired at this point, something we've talked about. Again, they started, I think they both played at 10:30 this morning and have
they've been
continued
at
to play
all
all
day.
day. So yeah, this is now a battle of endurance.
Yeah, and it's really hard to stay hungry and stay focused when you've been playing all day. I know they've got lots of supporters out there, though. Both super nice people. Gotten a little chance to talk to both of them. Met them before. They both love the game. Okay, so I'm just going to fill it up the time with me talking. So what do you work on? You know, how do you know what you should be working on? And I would say that, you know, maybe if you can get a chance, it's pretty easy. Get somebody to, I mean, even if you don't want to stream your own matches, but at least record some of your matches
That's a
and
good
then
idea.
look back at them. You know, everyone's got smartphones. You could always delete it afterwards, unless you make some awesome shot that you want to show off to everyone.
Yeah, I would
But-
think the folks that have played in some of these streaming matches will definitely like to go back and
Take a
kind of
look.
see, you
Yeah.
know, where things went right, where maybe they didn't go as right as they would have liked, and kind of analyze their game like that. So
I think that watching it later after the fact, and you really looking at, okay, what were the critical errors that
Yeah.
I did?
do you go back and watch a video of yourself?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I didn't used to.
yeah,
I really had no interest in watching myself, and I didn't understand the value
it's like
of
watching
learning
film, yeah, in any
right,
sport, any
of
sport.
learning from my own game.
Yeah.
But watching it later, it's from a different viewpoint, right?
Mhm.
And excuse me, it's looking at them from a different viewpoint when you are looking at later without all of the emotion. And are you missing kick shots? Do I need to work on that? Are you missing bank shots? Or is it that you just keep missing ridiculously easy shots? What is it? It tells you what you need to work on for yourself, right? One thing for sure that I've seen from both these women is that they're not afraid to work hard. Their cue ball control could improve, so can mine. But they're definitely giving it their all. But you know, look at your own game and just say if it's an easy shot, you need to work on your pre-shot routine. Do you know how many people, like, they say, what, you know, they'll say, well, what should I work on if I want to get better? And I'll say, well, what do you feel like is your Achilles heel? What do you need? What do you think you need to work on? Oh, I'm terrible at banking balls. I never make balls that I bank. And then I'll say, well, when was the last time you brought out a rack of balls
there.
and just banked them all in?
Look at there.
Thank you, Lisa, for making me look good. That's right, baby. She did that just for you guys. But really, I mean, how much have you worked on bank shots? How much have you worked on kick shots? How much have you worked on cut shots, side pocket shots? I mean, everyone says they want to get better, but then when I ask them, if you have any weaknesses, well, then there's your answer. You shouldn't have any weaknesses. Your game should be equally bad or equally good in all things, right? There should be a balance in your game. If there's something that you absolutely know is weaker than the rest of your game, why aren't you working on them? I will say having a pre-shot routine and a solid shooting system will allow you to maximize your potential, maximize your game, and give you consistency, because the biggest difference between a 5 and a 6 or a 6 and the 7 is one less careless error. It's not one tougher shot. There's plenty of shots that every 6 can make that the 7 can't. That the 7 can, right? 6s and 7s, they can both come with those tough shots. But oh my goodness, what about the easy ones? You know, the weaker you are, the more of those careless shots that you make.
So just when it looks like one of these two might pull ahead, they pull back to even, 6-6, race to 9. Lisa with the break. Got something there on the break. Looks like she can see the one ball as well, so. You know, what we haven't seen much of is really just a sustained run by either one of these players, right? I mean,
Right.
we haven't seen any runouts. We haven't seen any.
No, Melinda had one.
Did she have a run out?
Yeah, she ran out
Seems like
one time.
it's just been a really grinding kind of match
Yeah.
where nothing's coming easy for either of them.
I think one of the times Lisa broke, didn't leave a shot. I mean, didn't make a ball and Melinda ran out. I think one time.
Melinda is from Los Angeles, California. Lisa is from Rockwell, North Carolina. Seems like we get frequent questions about where they're from or where we are. We are at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida.
Yes. I live in Tampa. I own Tampa Bay APA Leagues right there in Tampa. Beautiful, beautiful Tampa. And if you guys will go to poolplayers.com to either join or to register to play in this event, we have preliminary rounds around the country that you can compete in. If you win those preliminary rounds, it'll take you to this tournament, and it could be you.
Yeah, and I would tell people, go get signed up now, because what tends to happen is we get a lot of folks when the window closes to sign up, and they say, "Can I still sign up? Can I still sign up?" And it's like, no,
too
you
late.
had
Yeah,
you had all this time.
year.
Like
Yeah.
it's closed now, and so do yourself a favor.
Just
go
get
to
it over with.
Go to usam.poolplayers.com. Get signed up now. You don't have to worry about it again until the preliminary rounds come around, and you'll be all set. So make life a little bit simpler. Do that today. Maybe we'll be talking about you on here next year, right?
Yes.
Always like to see new faces here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. I think our viewing audience is getting a little tired, too. The questions have started to dry up, right? The
guys,
comments.
talk to us, people.
This is the finals, Ronnie. Finals
It's
of
hard
the
for
women's.
us too. It's been a minute.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
been
What are we at?
watching
We
this
are
match.
We are at 2 hours and 40 minutes of this match.
Not that I'm complaining. I want to
Sure.
be here and I want to be commentating, but I know that it is hard to sit still for this long a period of time.
And I mean, for these ladies, whew, just gotta be I mean, I got to imagine after, regardless of what happens for each of them,
Yeah.
got to just be drop dead tired once it's all said and done and
Yeah. And
the
none of
weight is kind of off. It's like, I would imagine they will be sleeping very well tonight.
No, and I'm sure that if it wasn't so neck and neck, we wouldn't, it wouldn't have taken this long. I know that during the tournament, most of them have been races to 5, but this
Right.
is the finals. This
Yep.
is for the championship. And so we wanted to make sure that we had a longer race to make sure that the best of the best does rise to the top. And as you can see by the score, this is a really close matchup. And they both have been playing all day. All right, listen, I'm not gonna like this too much. Oof, you know what? This is bad. All right, so let's get a different angle here. Now you can see, making the 4 is not a problem for her. The problem is, where's the cue ball gonna go? Guess what? It's gonna hit the top side of that 9, and that hole is gonna act like a vacuum. That cue ball so badly wants to scratch. So aim low, try to draw off of it. Oh, she was playing safe. Obviously, she didn't get there, but what did help her is she can't go for the cut because the 8 is in the way of the 4 going in. And this actually is not an easy safety. All right, so she can do a couple of things that you guys might not think of. You can either go for the 4-8 combination and let the cue ball go 1 rail into the 9 so that it stays down there for the 4, or she hits the 4 ball like a stop shot into the end rail, goes to the side rail, and ends up down on this bottom part of your screen, right? Or, cool, you can actually play the 4 into the rail, make the 8, depending on how close it is, it might not be that tough a shot to play it, and then the 4 will come. No, that's ridiculous. Don't listen to me. All right, so forget that. Let's just play safe. But you've got to make sure that 4 doesn't hit the 8. So you hit the end rail, just let the cue ball like a stun forward, maybe 1 ball rotation, so it stays on that end rail, and let the 4 ball hit the end, hit just short of that side pocket to the left, and then back down to this end rail. And watch the speed. The good thing about it is, if she does a stop shot, or even lets it go forward a hair to the right, then if she hits it harder than 3 rails, the cue ball will be behind the 9. She won't be able to see the 4. I don't know if she sees that. I'm sure she would love to go off the 4 and be on the other side of the 8, but the pocket's there. Do you guys see what I'm talking about, though? Bank the 4 ball short of the side pocket, leave it on the end rail. Is she lefty and I just never noticed it? Oh.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, so the one good thing that worked out for Melinda, she was able to see that 4 ball. Lisa's able to see that 4 ball, but as you can see, that cue ball sitting right on top of that 8 ball. And I don't know if it's frozen or not, but if it's frozen to that 8 ball and she accidentally touches or moves that 8, pretty sure that would be a foul if they're frozen to each other. I know that it's going to be tough for Lisa to make this shot. Okay, she hit it at the right speed. Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, yes, she did. This is no piece of cake. I think the last time Melinda shot this, she overcut it. You know, just trying to kill it with bottom left. Whenever I'm killing a ball, I don't give it English unless I absolutely have to, because I feel like it's harder to control when you're killing the ball, you know, because your timing has to be so on point, because, you know, the cue ball is going to deflect. And if you can just draw the ball and not use English, do that. If you can just follow the ball and not use English, do that. Oh, she killed the ball, and guess what? She did what I said. She killed it with no English. Unfortunately, she hit it still a little harder than she wanted to. Okay. So, you know what? This is where you want like a cement block underneath your feet, right? She can cut that 5 ball high, English, maybe even a hair of inside, right? Let the cue ball follow to the first diamond or half a diamond over here on this end. Let that cue ball follow 1 rail and then back up table by the 8. But this is the kind of shot that you have to stay down on this shot. And if you catch this too full, you're scratching. So you can see where the tangent line is just short of that side pocket. So if you hit that ball with any speed, that cue ball is going to want to scratch. So you've got to give it a nice long stroke, stay down. You know, just put some weight under your feet, under your left bridge hand, and just commit.
As Melinda examines the table, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, our friends at pooldog.com, Action Cues, Aramith Billiard Balls, and Valley Dynamo Tables. All sponsors of APA. All play a big role in helping us bring you events like the U.S. Amateur Championship and our World Championships in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Some of the most well-known brands in the billiard world. Got it. However, hard to tell if she can see that 8 ball. What do you think? Tough to tell from both of our angles.
No, she can't see that. Now she can go to the end rail with a lot of left English and cut that 8 ball in. Actually, she has a decent shot to do that. There you go. Right there with some left English. It's going to back cut the 8 ball, go up the table, side rail, end rail, side rail, cut the 9 ball in the same pocket.
A lot of folks are big fans of Melinda's shoes, I should point out.
Yes, they're very cool.
They look very Black Widowish.
They are.
Black Widowish? Is that a thing?
Maybe I can play her for them.
There you go. Of course, our open division will begin tomorrow. 128 players expected, and that will get underway tomorrow morning here at Strokers in Palm Harbor.
Yes.
So lots and lots of pool to be played. We'll be bringing all of that coverage to you here on our Facebook page. We'll have some extended bonus coverage on our YouTube channel. Eight former champions in this year's event, highlighted by the defending champion, 5-time champion, Brian Parks out of Bakersfield, California.
And I'm telling you, if you have the opportunity to come over here, check it out. There are
Yeah.
so many great players here and a huge opportunity to learn a lot about the game. I understand we have a great commentator that's going to be
Richard
coming
Andrews
over here.
will be coming
Richard
down
Andrews.
from Alabama. Richard used to compete in this event frequently. So he'll be hanging out with us, talking pool. I was looking ahead to some of the scheduling tomorrow. I think I saw that Kenny Brisbane and Henry Brote will square off at some point in one of the earlier rounds. Both
Nice.
former champions, so lots of really strong matchups. Again, you can like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you don't miss any of that action. Of course, you can see those brackets for that event, compusport.us. You can see when different players play and some of those matchups we talked about.
Okay, what's taking her so long, by the way, is she can cut the 8-ball in the side or the corner pocket, but there's a good chance that the cue ball will, let's say if she makes the 8-ball in the corner, the cue ball can scratch in the side. It is avoidable if she catches it a little bit full and puts some left-hand English on it, she can avoid the scratch. But she would have to know to hit it a little bit fuller and spin it in with left English. Then it'll just go just past the side pocket. Oh, okay, or. Yeah.
Some folks asking what these ladies win. So there's a few things that they win. One, there is no cash prize with the U.S. Amateur Championship. One of the unique events in billiards, maybe the only event that is structured that way. However, they do move on to compete in a pro event next year. Of course, all those costs covered by APA. They also get to return next year to defend their title. And, you know, I think if you were to ask most of them, the primary thing they're playing for is that title and being added to that Champions Trophy, cementing their legacy. And now we have Lisa Cossette.
But a lot of
ahead.
a lot of these amateurs, I mean, their aspiration is not about getting some money. It's that, I mean, they're this good because they want to go pro.
Sure.
They want the chance, and they otherwise may not have a chance, neither the money nor the accessibility to become a pro. And this is a place where you're competing against other amateurs for an expense-paid trip and experience at a professional championship event, the U.S. Open. And so to have that whole trip covered, I mean, the entry, I know the U.S. Open that has recently been taken over by Matchroom,
yeah.
that's $1,000 entry fee.
Yeah, that doesn't include the hotel and lodging. So
Exactly.
It's a nice
So,
win,
I mean, it's
yeah.
a nice win, and it definitely has some serious monetary value. And it also invites them back into the U.S. Amateur Championship next year, which you would otherwise have to qualify for in the preliminary rounds.
Right.
So, you know, just like he said, being able to play against the pros and be guaranteed and have an expense-paid trip that you might not be able to shell out, because that's easily, you know, $2,500 value that you would have spent, easily spent, trying to get into a pro event.
To get beat up by a bunch of pro players.
And really being part of history as the
Right.
U.S. Amateur Championship. I mean, you got to see. We're gonna try to show you after this event. This trophy is so super cool.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
25th
it is.
anniversary this year too for the U.S. Amateur
I
Championship.
would have loved to been able to play
25th
in this.
anniversary.
I didn't know. I didn't know about the U.S. Amateurs when I was first starting up.
1994, the very first one.
Oh yeah, so I was already 1994 is when I just turned
Yeah.
number 1. So I was already a pro.
Yeah, you were already well
I
on
was
your way.
already a pro, so I never could have played in it anyway.
All right, again, seesaw battle here. Lisa now with the lead. Needs just 2 games to Melinda's 3 to close this out.
Wow, Melinda has had the lead the entire time. This is the first time Lisa's taken the lead, right?
No, I think she pulled ahead.
Once,
Yeah.
before, maybe at 5-4.
Yeah, I mean it's just been so back and forth at this point.
Yeah.
Just when I think it's going to go one way, it goes the other. In fact,
Ugh. You know what? All right, so let me tell you what's bad about this situation. Let me see if I can give you a different angle. So she has a little bit, oh no, she's okay. Because I was gonna say if she rolls it in forward softly, the cue ball ends up hitting the point of the side pocket, but it's not.
I gotta be careful. I don't
Oh
drop
look,
this.
Jason's gonna give you guys a view.
All right, real quick.
Look at that.
That is
No,
the
no, go further
Trophy
back.
of Champions.
Come on. I mean, this is awesome. You can't tell this marble and, I mean, let's see if you could see so cool.
you can see the names
Yep,
added to
yep.
it. This thing is like 50
And of course
pounds,
they'll
so
get their own incredible trophy, but this one,
This is the
this is the one that we're going to continue to put all the different champions since its inception.
so-
Maybe I could put on a wig, you think?
No, not happening. Not happening. All right, I gotta go take this back before security looks for me.
Alrighty, I will hold the fort because I know how much you guys love my yapping away. And she went forward. All right, so where were we? She obviously made the 3 ball, but unfortunately she didn't get her cue ball down far enough. I would have rather gone too far because I still could back cut that 5 ball or play safe than to not hit it hard enough and be hooked.
I feel like I got a workout in lifting that thing. Holy
Now,
cow.
what I'm thinking is let me see here, that she can see a piece of that 5, just a piece of it to maybe bank that. Nope, she's kicking at it. All right, hit it with a medium stroke. Let the cue ball get behind the 5. Nope, soft. That was too hard. See, if she had hit that softly, the cue ball would have stayed behind that 8 ball, and the 5 would be over by the 7 ball. Her hitting it hard, there was such a low percentage shot that kicking at one rail that she's going to make that in the pocket and have shape. So there was no point in hitting that hard. You're going to hit that hard when more good things can happen hitting it hard than soft. But she had 2 good things that could have hit it if she hit it soft. One rail, she could have popped the 5 in the side and the cue ball come up for the 6. Or the 5 ball end up on the rail with the 7 and the cue ball behind the 8. Hitting it hard, she could only make the 5 ball in that corner pocket. And if she did, the cue ball would move all the way over, leaving her no shot on the 6. And with Melinda having ball in hand, she left herself Was it ball in hand? Look, I'm so confused now. So she's looking at the 6-9 combination. It's not lined up. It's somewhat straight, but it's not straight. And the cue ball is going to go 2 rails. I mean, if she could hit this with a little bit of inside, go for the 9. But get that cue ball to go to the end rail, the side rail, the other end rail, and behind the 7. What I call a two-way shot, right? When you could possibly win, but you also could possibly be safe if you miss. No. Okay. This is one of those plant your feet kind of shots.
Cement. You said cement blocks before, right?
Plant your feet with cement block shots. You're going to overcut that 6 ball a little bit. Well, actually, I'm not going to say overcut because that's a miss. You're going to cut the 6 in the side, go to the end rail and back up, or you're going to roll the 6 ball in the same corner as the 7. Either way, you need to stay down on your shot. When you get down, you're going to be all nervous. Your tongue is going to back up into your throat, and you're just going to have to say, you know what? I got a real shot to win this thing. So make it or miss it, I'm going to give it a real shot by staying down and be committed to the shot. And that's what she did. Good for her. Ooh, that was a little bit scary. All right. Let's take a look from another angle. She is straight in on this 6. And honestly, I'm not going to try to fire this in and draw it. I'm going to want to make sure I make this ball. I'm probably going to roll this ball. She's going for, ooh. Yeah, you see that 10 ball didn't want to go in the hole. Did you see that? It fought her a little bit. But now, listen, if she cuts this a little too much, cue ball could end up on that end rail underneath, possibly underneath the 9. So I'm just going to hold the ball. Well, how'd she hit it? She's like, no, I'm not going to overcut the ball. I'm going to hit it just right.
Lisa Cossette, folks, is now on the hill.
What a turn. Now, this is for sure the first time she's gone up by 2.
2 games, yes. All right, needs just 1 game to close out this match.
I mean, Melinda had her 3-0
Yep.
at the beginning of this match.
3-0. I think she might have been up. Was she up 2 games later in the match? Maybe just 1 with the opportunity to go
Melinda?
up a second. Yeah.
Only 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. You're right. Either at 6-5 or 5-4, she was up 1.
Well, listen, don't count Melinda out at this point.
Oh,
because
no.
What we've seen from her, particularly today, is that she has a tendency to find a way to fight back, and one of those qualities of a U.S. amateur champion, which she is. So
Yeah.
I don't anticipate her to go down without a fight here. So Lisa's going to have to come up with something special if she's going to close this out here.
And listen, I would not want to catch Melinda in a back alley after you pissed her off. You know what I mean? This girl, this is exactly what she needs, is get a little bit angry, because she is ruthless, and she's not going to go down without a fight. I mean, this is probably exactly the time that she's going to show her champion colors.
And you're speaking metaphorically. If you ran into Melinda afterwards, she would probably shake
Give
your
me a
hand and
hug.
give you a hug.
Yeah.
It's very sportsmanlike. It's a figure of speech.
No,
Don't get
yes,
worked
she
up.
is. I absolutely was kidding. She's a super nice person. But I'm just saying that she's not going to lay down for this.
Absolutely
you know?
not. Absolutely not.
She is one tough cookie.
In fact, if there was a player at this point in the final down 2 matches that could come back and not be deterred.
If
I
you
think
had
it
to
would be
bet on
her.
someone, you'd bet on her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She is
Anybody
built
else in
that
this
way.
tournament against Lisa being down 8-6.
Tired and just worn out.
You
Yeah.
I would pick Melinda and be like, hey,
Yep.
She's capable of coming back and doing something.
Lisa's working on something special here, though. I mean, again, she's looking to carve out her own piece of history, her own legacy, adding her name to that trophy, right?
Yes. Now, while you guys saw that shot she just chose, I think she was just trying to get that cue ball on that end rail. Move the one ball here and get the cue ball behind the 5-9. Super tough shot, but she just didn't see a better shot. And I would tell you what the better shot was had I been paying attention to the table. Sitting here yabbling away about their personalities.
Right. We're trying to keep up with the comments and different things, too. So, like I said, I think the audience is, I think they're as tired as maybe the players are getting. All right. Let's see. Take time to look at this. What do you see here for Melinda?
I would actually bank this one ball down towards the end rail and let my cue ball go 2 rails into the 5. My cue ball go between the 3 and the 7 to the end rail up into the 5. And the 3 ball, actually, to be honest, it wouldn't get there. So I would probably just bank the 3 1 rail to the other side of the 8 and let the cue ball go 2 rails into the 5. Because if I tried to bank the 3 ball down to hit this end rail, the cue ball would fly all over the place. I mean, she could try to bank it in and draw her ball for the 5, but I think, hey, how'd she hit it, people?
Plays it safe there. Nicely done.
Very nice. It'd be nice if the 3 ball was on the other side of the 8, because then that would be really tough to hit. Lisa has a fairly easy kick shot here. Probably hit it half a diamond up from the side pocket. And this one is something that I would hit with a little bit of speed. I wouldn't hit it softly because I know that both balls are going to stay around there. I want to hit it hard enough to either go in a different hole or spread some distance. And hitting it soft, if you don't make it, you're selling out. And that's what you guys have to be thinking about. And if you know, there's so many people, they're like, well, that's easy for you to say, Jeanette, because you're much better than me. And I'm saying, if you're better or worse, doesn't change the fact that the percentages are the percentages. And you should always play the percentages. And whether you're a good player or a soft player, it's either going to be better for you to hit it hard or better for you to hit it soft. And all it takes is taking a second to think about. Because some people are like, oh, I don't want to think about that because I'm not as good as you. And
Look at that.
wow, that was a fantastic hit.
Crowd approves.
Not only that, but she
Where
just
she left
tied
her,
that
yeah.
ball up. She has Jack Poo-Poo. All right, I know. I'm. Do you like my vocabulary?
We are. I'm just going to remind everybody we're 3 hours into this match, so we are at
Poo-pooing our language.
happy mode.
Okay, so she can do a couple of things here. She can thin hit this 3. 3 goes off the 8, ties up around where that 6 is, and the cue ball goes 1 rail to the end rail, you know, goes off the right side of the 3 to the end rail and gets under that 7, right? Or you cut the red ball and hit the left side of the red, let the cue ball draw below the 6 ball and onto the end rail while the 3 goes off the 8 to the side rail and underneath the 3-9. You guys see what I'm talking about? So either thin hit on the red and the cue ball travels 1 rail and back onto the 7 while the 3 ties up with the 6. Or cut it the other way, 3-ball goes off the 8 to the side rail and under the 5-9 while the cue ball lands on the end rail. Oh. She put bottom right on that for some reason. Because you see, she played the thin hit, but it should have been high with left to get under that 7. Because even if she didn't get under the 7, the 3 would have been behind the 6. Well, the good thing for her is that Lisa's elevated again a little bit. You guys can see that right here. Slightly elevated. She stayed down really well. I like the stroke she just put on that one. Okay, so this is where you do the super cool thin hit. Okay, that's my name for this shot. Super cool thin hit. So you're gonna hit the right side of the 5. The 5 ball ideally goes 2 rails behind the 7-8, and the cue ball can go 4 rails behind the 6 or 2 rails behind the 6. Or you could do that. That's another option.
I like how you're kind of whispering now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or you can do that and sell the farm.
That, and we are getting ever closer to the
Yes, it
screen.
is.
You can see our faces.
Oh,
we are,
no.
We are looking on intently.
I'm standing like leaning into this screen. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You gotta warn me when you do stuff like that. God.
Just having a little fun here, folks.
I hope they couldn't see my 15 cups of coffee I've had during this shot. Okay, that was really good. She can't reach it, but she's got the perfect amount of speed perfect amount of angle, you know, to make the ball and let the cue ball come out to the middle of the table. This is one of the types of things that I would rather hit with center ball and come across out to the middle of the table than draw. And the reason why is because to draw it, I need to hit even harder for it to come out with the right angle on the 7, right? So if I hit this as a stun shot, the cue ball doesn't have to travel very far to come out in the middle of the table for the 7 to the 8. But if I put draw on it, now my cue ball's having to go backwards and over. It has to travel further. So now I have to hit it even harder. With a bridge, by the way. So don't do that. Don't worry about drawing the ball. You don't need to draw the ball. That 7 and 8 are sitting pretty as long as you end up somewhat straight on that 7. So it's more important that you're straighter on the 7 than being closer to the 7, but having to deal with that 9 ball. Drawing the ball gives you a greater chance on having an angle on this 7, right? Doesn't mean she can't do it, but it's not the right shot. Just come across it. Take a look. All right, and as you can see here, it had just a tiny bit of draw, but not too much, and I think she's good here. And to tell you the truth, Melinda really needs this break. She needs to have this game, because Lisa's waiting on the hill.
Some folks asking about the schedule tomorrow. First round will be at 10:30. It'll be a full day tomorrow. We got rounds starting at 10:30. Our last round will go off tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. So, again, if you go to CompuSport.us, you can see match times for particular players. All 128 players get started tomorrow. 3 days of competition. Not going down without a fight.
No, she's going to come with this shot. She actually hit that ball well. Had she hit it a little bit softer, it would have given the chance for the follow to take a little bit more and not come off that 7 ball as wide. You know, or even if she caught the 7 fuller than she did, it would have helped her.
All right.
Hey, I told you when the going gets tough.
Melinda gets going.
That's right.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to get stronger. She's going to get pissed off, and that makes her stronger.
Pockets the 9 ball.
Listen, Lisa's not going to hand it to her, though.
Nope.
Melinda had to run out there.
We are a game away from a hill race. Melinda will have the break here.
Okay, you guys, we're running out of time. By the way, I've been streaming some of my matches as I've been going out and around. So you can definitely go to my Facebook page, Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow, and like it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, which doesn't have as many videos on it as it should, but I'm actually going to work on that this year.
Some folks were
Start
asking about
loading up some stuff.
Yeah, some people were asking about instruction from you. Now, you can go to the APA YouTube channel where there is
Yes.
a handful of instructional pieces from Jeanette and dozens of other pieces from other top-rated pro players. Corey Deuel, Dr. Q, Lee Brett. We've got a whole library of
Terry Bell.
Terry Bell, yeah.
I mean, there really is some very
Ton of
solid
content, yeah.
instructional content on YouTube with
There we go.
the APA, but also I'm going to make sure that the APA knows about when I'm streaming
Yeah.
so that they can invite all of you guys to be part of it as well.
Yep.
So you don't have to
Melinda with the ball on the break
be
there.
there.
Looks like she can see the 1 ball, the 2 ball. See any problems here?
Well, it depends on if that's the 1 or the 9. They both look the same from my vantage point. Is that the 1 ball by the side?
Looks like it.
Okay. Yeah, as long as, so she wants to, I think if she hits it with a little bit of inside thin, I think she can still hit that side rail and end rail and back to the same side rail and out for the 2. But if not, then she can draw it. But I would draw it with right-hand English so that the 1 goes in the side, the cue ball goes down to the end rail and then back over to the same rail that the 1 is near to have a shot on the 1. I don't want to mess with that 5 ball. I don't want to draw too much that I hit the 5. I don't want to accidentally hit the end rail and then English takes me to hit the 5. I don't want that. And if she hits it with low right, I mean low left, which most people naturally use low outside English when they're drawing a ball. The cue ball should probably pass from the end rail between the 5 and the 9. But I don't like that because if she hits it too hard, then she's going to be behind that 6 ball. Let me see if we can see it from the other angle. You see that? It's sitting. I mean, it really looks like she's going to scratch in the side if she shoots the 1 in the corner. And she can definitely make that 1 ball in the side. But it needs to be with a lot of bottom left. Or you can do the awesomest thing in the whole wide world and do that.
All right, so she plays safe. Let's see if it pays off for her. Lisa getting a look at the 1 ball.
All right, so you can do one of 2 things. You can hit, oh, she's gonna try to, No.
She's gonna jump cue out.
No, she needs to kick this ball.
Yep, there's the jump cue. Just when you thought you were gonna get through without seeing the jump cue. Here we go.
All right, well then jump with high left. Not draw, because you don't want to be back here behind that 6 ball if you make it. All
Good
right,
hit
she
on the
made a
ball,
good jump
yep.
shot. Now let's take a look and see what kind of angle. She has a decent shot to make this ball. All right. I don't know about this one, guys. All right, so what if you cut the 1, have the cue ball hit the end rail, and go up table between the 6 and that side pocket, down to the end rail, and back up to hit the 3 ball? Or the 5 ball, right? She could spin it in with low left. Just don't want you to end up. Yeah, that was too thin.
Looks like
think
she's
she
asking
asked
about
to-
taking a quick break. Yeah.
Yeah, taking a quick break. Lisa has a fairly straight shot. And I'll tell you, she wants to get up by the side pocket. If you overhit it, you'll be behind the 3 and 5. But if you underhit it, you're gonna have a tough cut on that 2 to get shape for the 3. So let's see what she does.
Lisa had requested to take a quick break.
Yep.
Of course, we are at the 3-hour and 20-minute mark in this match, so understandably that these ladies need to take a quick break. And
But see, now you guys got quality time with us, right?
I think they've had their share of quality time today. No doubt about it. So a couple of final reminders as we move towards a conclusion in the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. If you want to enter this event next year, you need to go to usam.poolplayers.com, get signed up for a preliminary round. You compete in the preliminary round, you place high enough, you advance here to the championship rounds. You get to be on the stream. Jeanette and I will talk about you behind your back while you play.
Because I love you.
No, not behind your back, behind the backdrop. That's what I meant.
That's better.
We're behind the
Behind the
backdrop.
backdrop.
There we go. And of course, if you are not yet an APA member, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to go to poolplayers.com/join. Sign up today. Lots of fun. Great way to meet new people. Great way to, you know, have a competitive outlet.
Yeah, join a league.
Doesn't
APA
matter if
leagues.
you're really good at pool, not very good at pool, or you are at the medium level of pool. We got
Yes.
something for all of you. Lots of tournaments to play in. The league experience itself is phenomenal. So again, go to poolplayers.com/join. Make sure you
And you know,
sign
dart
up today.
leagues and bowling leagues, these are pool leagues.
Yep.
And it is the most fun league out there.
That's
Easily.
right. Of course, all of our social media, you're going to want to hit us up on there so you don't miss awesome stuff like our coverage of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship. We've got 3 more days of outstanding competition. We'll be bringing you all of it from here at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida.
Yes, this is the final match of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship.
Then
But
we're gonna
up
start
next
all over.
tomorrow.
We're going to start all over tomorrow. This is not enough for us. We need
No,
more.
Tomorrow will be the open division.
Yep, 128 players.
And I believe tomorrow's will have the majority, if not all of them, will be the men.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't looked at the
Competing.
field to see if any ladies attempted to qualify. All right. Well, right off the break, Lisa comes back and pockets a ball.
Yes. Probably could have went forward just a little bit more. it's not unreasonable for her to go for this 2-ball and try to stay down by the end rail to shoot the 3 in the corner, but I would probably try to find a way to get back out to the middle of the table. Nope. I mean, a decent idea, but harder. I think she was just wanting to hit the end rail and bounce a little bit for the 3-ball up the rail or in the side. Listen, just hit this thin, sister. Not that way. Play safe behind the 6. Put the 5 behind the 3-9. Yeah. That was a good hit. You could see she took a quick stroke, and the reason why the balls were very close and she wanted to make sure not to foul. She didn't foul, but because of how full the hit was, the fact that she was so straight on, unfortunately, the 3-ball took most of the impact, and the cue ball didn't have much speed left after that. Now, this is where you leave the cue ball there and bank the 4-ball up table. No, I think she gave it to her.
Yeah, it looks like she
Yeah,
can
she
see
hit a
it.
little bit harder than she wanted to. And even a little straighter. She could have banked the 4-ball 3 or 4 rails to behind the 8 and left the cue ball near the rail if she had thought about it. And her choice would still have worked had she hit it a little bit softer, right? She would have been behind the 5 and the 9. 3-ball would be on the end rail.
Nice shot by Melinda.
She stayed down on that one. Sure did. All right. So she doesn't like it. It's got another one of those weird things where if she cuts the 5 and the cue ball is kind of going behind the 9 to the end rail, you know. I mean, if she could just pinch that 5-ball in and let the cue ball just barely bump the 6, then I'll shoot the 6-ball back here with position on the 8. Don't even take a chance. Just shoot the corner with a little bit of, not backspin, but kind of a little bit stun or whatever it is. Let the cue ball float and barely touch the 6. If it was less angle, I'm sure she would put a lot of high English and go to the end rail and back up for the 6 in the side. Yeah, it looks like she's cueing low on the ball. Let's see. Oh, she was straight in anyway. What were All right. So you either want to follow and hit it really softly or just stroke it in and put a draw on it so you make sure you don't scratch and you come on the other side of that side pocket there. I mean, I think she has a nice control of her kill shot. If she can just kill the ball and, you know, put the 6-ball in the hole and let the cue ball end up on the rail there. Which she can do if she kills the ball. You just want to make sure that it just barely starts. The cue ball barely starts to roll forward by the time it hits the 6, so it doesn't drop in that side pocket. I'm personally definitely shooting this corner, the 6-ball in the corner and drawing my ball to where Melinda's left hand is right now. Because listen, that's still a pretty easy shot on the 6, and then all I got to do is stop the ball to shoot the 9-ball back in this corner pocket. Right now, everything about it is just making the 6. Just make the 6, tiny bit of draw. And definitely no right English, because you don't want that cue ball flying down table, right? Just draw, no English. Nope, she's following. She missed it.
Missed it, but
Yeah, she overcut it. But is it just me, or have you noticed that she takes a ton of time looking at the shots? And
I don't
then,
think it's just you.
and then when she gets down to shoot it, she does it so quickly and makes
Yeah.
these errors on shots that, you know, she's more than capable of making. She's a good player.
I think anyone that's watched for more than 3 seconds realizes she takes a lot of time to look
Looking
her
at the shots, right?
A
But then
lot
when
of
you're
time.
down to shoot the shots, that's where you should be
Right.
making sure that you make the ball.
Right.
But
Well, look, hard to question her, though. I mean, here she is, the defending champion
right.
in the finals. You know, maybe on the hill here momentarily. We'll see. We'll see what Lisa's got.
She's done a pretty decent job of kicking. I think she's going to make this ball. She has been going a little bit wide. See, she's looking at two railing this ball. I don't really like that because guess what? She could end up following it in and scratching.
Mm-hmm.
She better hit it easy.
Oof. Not quite. Ball in hand to Melinda.
And I think that it was a lot tougher to gauge going two rails instead of one.
Yeah. Well, I'll be quite surprised if we don't go hill-hill here now.
I think she should have went one rail. Hey, just all you people out there, just know that I'm super smart because I called this hill-hill match from the beginning. I didn't call that it was going to be 3.5 hours. Well, I shouldn't even say 3.5 hours because we'll be at 4 going into the next game.
Yeah.
They're fighting the good fight, though, you know? She just really is looking at the shots. I mean, she has ball in hand right now, right?
Yep.
I'm not sure what is she looking at here. You know what? You could put the cue ball on that left side rail there and cut the 6 ball and let the cue ball come 2 rails out to the middle of the table or even up by that side pocket to the left. Or just play this with a little bit draw and shoot the 8 ball up the table. Is she hitting it with a high ball? Yeah, I would never have thought of that, actually. Okay. She managed to have a decent shot on this 8 ball, and she is a tough player. I say she's going to come with this shot. And I don't care if you hit it high or low, just hit it at a medium speed so the cue ball doesn't end up on this right rail.
Man, what pressure on this shot, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you can just come across the table and shoot the 9 ball in that far left corner pocket. Or you can put a lot of low right and draw it 2 rails out for the 9 ball on that side. I don't know.
She got
Killed it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Ooh. All right.
All right, yeah.
On to the 9 ball.
Hey,
A 9 ball away from a hill-hill match.
I thought she'd come with it, and she did. And this is also a nail biter. It's not straight in. It's just a little bit of an angle. I'm just going to stroke through this ball. But this is what I mean. I feel like when the pressure gets harder, Melinda fights.
Yep.
You know, she's not going to just, I've been playing, but she's not going to fall apart.
Nope.
She's going to come with this shot.
You're seeing what champions are made of right here, folks.
That's it.
Pockets the
Oh,
9.
my gosh.
We're going to the
Hill, hill.
Buckle up, folks. 3 hours and 35 minutes was not enough.
That's right.
We
They just
got
gave
one
each
more
other a
game.
handshake. I don't know if you guys saw
One
that
more
good
game.
sportsmanship, but they just gave each other a handshake. Hey, hill to hill, good luck.
Jeanette and I are
Don't
high-fiving
you-
back
yes,
here too,
yes,
aren't we?
we are.
Woo!
Really excited that this is the last game of the match. Exciting as you can get.
I'm going to have to talk to Bill Tufts about extending the ladies' race to match the open event here.
Hey, don't make me slap you. Making fun of these women. They've been working hard.
No, I'm not making fun of
I
them.
know,
I'm
I
not
know,
making
I
fun of them.
I'm sure they're not thrilled that this has been
I don't know. This is as
3
good
hours
as it
and 30
gets, really. I
minutes.
mean, you know.
It really is.
I
And
am-
I know they have so much support out there
yeah.
pulling for them, so it's got to be nerve-wracking.
Their
but
endurance is amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. Think
And it's
about all the
not-
twists and turns of this match at any given time. One of them could have just said, can't
Right.
do it anymore, and they are
Right.
just duking it out.
And it's not like they're just giving up shot after shot. It's, you know, they're still playing at a pretty decent level. You know, the shots they're missing are, you know, tough, funny little shots where you have to do something with the cue ball. All right, guys. You call it.
Audience is stuck around, though. We've continued to add viewers. Again, if you are just now tuning in after 3.5 hours of back and forth, you're watching the final round, the final game of the Women's U.S. Amateur Championship here at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. This event produced by the American Pool Players Association. Our coverage brought to you by our friends at pooldog.com. It's been an outstanding event. We started with 41 ladies, down to the final 2, playing one last game for the title. Couldn't have asked for much more. Melinda pockets the 1 in the side.
Yeah, she needed to hit it and follow her cue ball a little bit to try to get that 3 ball on the other side, because hitting it at that speed wasn't going to give her a shot. But either way, I mean, look at the 3-7 and the 4-8. It's not like she would have had anything really easy anyway. If she could cut the 2 ball, you know, to line up with the 3-9 and let the cue ball follow forward and get behind the 3, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? I mean, she can really cut it either way. She can cut the 3 to the right or the left. She's got enough problems over there to make it difficult on Lisa. Nice. And then, okay, she hit that a little bit fuller than she wanted to, I think. And gave Lisa fairly easy sight on the ball. As you can see here, she can see the full ball. Some people would bank this 2 ball, 1 rail up to the end rail, and let the cue ball come back down 1 rail behind that 5. However, I think if you're a better player, you bank the 2 ball to the middle of the table and let the cue ball go 1 rail and freeze onto that 4 ball. And that would be kind of a super advanced shot, because I know a lot of the amateurs have tougher time being exact with their cue ball off a ball. You know what I mean? Like if you're 2 balls off the rail, for the cue ball to come back 1 rail and freeze onto that 9 ball. If you haven't been doing it a lot, it is a more advanced shot. So it still wouldn't have been the right shot for her. What she did right there was the right shot. Think she can see that ball? I mean, if she can see it, then she wants to hit it with enough speed that the cue ball comes. back down table. Okay, well, I think she was trying to play safety, probably hit the 2-ball a little bit fuller. And have the cue ball be a little bit lower, leaving her only some kind of a bank or safety, but you can see over here, she's got a decent little cut shot here, very makeable. I've seen Lisa make this quite a few times. The interesting thing is it's not like they broke and just left everything wide open.
Right.
You definitely have that 3-7 going on, the 8-ball sitting in front of that 4-ball. She chose to play safety. And look at that. This is a shot that I would go 2 rails to hit this ball. Because, again, think about it. If you go 1 rail, if you don't make it, your cue ball's going to be right there by the 2-ball. I'd rather go 2 rails, hitting that forward rail, the left end rail, and then back towards the 2, and try to travel a little bit. Hit it with some good speed. The 2-ball can always bank in the side, but it can also send the 2-ball up table between the 4 and the 8, and the cue ball, keep the cue ball down table. 2 rails will spread the 2-ball more often than a 1 rail. Let's see what she ends up doing. I think she's seeing, okay, can I hit the end rail, cut the 2-ball in? I'll tell you, if she catches the 2-ball a little bit too full, she can scratch. Look at this.
What a shot.
Yes. And it was just the perfect speed, because if she had hit that quick, it would have caromed more directly towards that corner pocket, you know what I mean? But because she hit it softly, after contacting it, picked up a little bit forward spin. It was nice. It was a really nice shot. Okay. She can go for the combination. You know, it's a little bit funny because anything you do here, you can sell out. I mean, I might cut the 3 to the right and let my cue ball carom into the 7 and have a nice 3-7. I mean, am I even talking English anymore? Hit the left side of the 7 softly so the 3-ball stays down there and the cue ball carom off the 3 into the 7, leaving me with both balls down there. The bad part of it is if you hit that 3-ball too hard, the 3-ball banks behind the 7, or what is that, the 5-9. Yeah, it's the 5. I think she's trying to play safe. That's the problem with that. You can't get it up because of the 7-ball. So she sold out there. All right. So all she can do right now is say, listen, if I get another chance, I'm going to be ready to take it. I want this win. I deserve it. I've fought for it. And I'll continue to work for it, no matter what kind of leave my opponent has. Because that's all you can do, really, when you're sitting in the chair, right? I would rather be ready with no opportunity than to get the opportunity and not be prepared. So mentally, I'm just thinking, you know what? If I get another shot, be prepared to really do something. Boy. Yeah, it would have been great had she like killed the ball with a little bit of inside? I feel like she had left English on that. I could be wrong, but it's really hard to tell from this vantage point. Okay, listen. Feather. Lisa, are you hearing me? Feather this 4-ball. So it barely grazes, barely moves, and let the cue ball go to the side rail and behind that 5-9. And it's better for you to hit too soft than too hard. Oh, she's gonna go the other way. Well, you better hit it really easy, because if not, it's gonna sit in front of that side pocket. What in the what? She was but
Look at that.
All right, but look at how that turned out. That worked out. Because Melinda's like, I mean, really, can she even hit that ball? We need a zoom button.
Mark
Come on.
Lancaster's going to come watch the hit.
Yes. Well, it's going to be really obvious. Because if it's a bad hit, the 9 will move before the 4. If it's a bad hit, the 9 ball is going to move pretty quickly. If it's a good hit and she hits the 4, the 9 ball will have a little bit of a delay before it goes anywhere. I'll tell you the truth, I personally would give my opponent ball in hand. Then take a chance on opening this up. Because right now, she can't do anything with that 4-5 tied up the way she can. Give her ball in hand and knock that 7 away from there so she can't hook you behind the 7. Listen, ball in hand. Move that 7. Even if you have to make it right now, make the 7, give her ball in hand. What is she going to do? But right now, by you trying to make it a good hit, no matter what, you're going to open up that problem. You have a really good chance of fouling. And even if you don't foul, you have a really good chance to sell out and open up the whole table. Move that, bank that 7 ball to the left. Even if that means scratching, give her ball in hand. She's not going to be able to hook you. And even if she did, she's going to open up those problems and you'll have an easier kick than this one. Ugh.
Yeah. Fouled.
Well,
ball in
she just
hand,
gave up the
so,
match
wow.
by taking that shot. Even if she hit it, she would have opened that up, and Lisa would have been really close to playing a lock-up safety. Locked her up around all those other balls. Those balls were tied up. She wasn't going to be able to win. Melinda was guaranteed to shoot one more time. And guaranteed with the balls spread open.
Let's see what Lisa can do here.
That's why it's important, guys. Come out, watch the matches. When you're watching these matches on YouTube, and I know that there really are, one, you watch match after match of all these people playing and think, okay, what would I do in this situation? The opponent, if the player does something different than what you would do, think about what I could do. Practice thinking strategy, right? And pattern play. But also, like Jason was talking about earlier on our YouTube channel, and that's pool players, right?
Yeah, if you go to youtube.com/APA Leagues.
APA Leagues, you're going to get such a library of instructional videos. And if you were to look up pattern play, strategy, things like that, I think that would really help you, because in that particular case, she could have easily won that match. It would have been 50-50 kind of, in my opinion, if she just gave her ball in hand.
One ball to go for Lisa Cossette.
Oh boy.
All that's left is the 9 ball here,
For her
folks.
first Women's U.S. Amateur Championship.
Here we go.
Woo!
And after Nearly 4 hours, the final 9-ball drops. We have a new U.S. Amateur Champion in the women's division from Rockwell, North Carolina, Lisa Cossette.
Also a special
What
congratulations
a
and thank you to
match.
Melinda for match well played, right?
Folks, there you have it. Hopefully you felt like you got your money's worth. An incredible match. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Congratulations to Lisa Cossette, our new women's U.S. Amateur Champion. Congratulations to Melissa Huang, who made it all the way to the final match as the defending champion.
Yes.
Final game.
It went
Couldn't have
down
asked
to
for much
one
more.
game. Melinda is awesome.
An exceptional match.
Yes.
Folks, we have a lot more coverage coming at you over the next several days. Again, stay tuned to us here on Facebook. Stay tuned to our YouTube channel. Got 128 players starting tomorrow in the men's division. Should be exciting. Tons of coverage, so we will see you guys same time. Well, maybe not same time, but same place.
Yes.
Tomorrow here at Strokers. And until then, we thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Adios.